a comedian when someone says, oh, tero joke le ta manche risaecha. Ela. That's what we all do.
If people were not laughing, it's the people to blame.
I would love to have comedy in my funeral.
Yeah, roast.
Yeah, don't roast me before you roast me.
People let it happen to rappers. People let it happen to comedians. Now it's happening to people. That is why we've been talking about freedom of speech for so long. It was never just about us. Comedy is the art of getting away with it.
That's where Apurva failed.
For example, if I'm a religious person and I've truly connected to God, then no joke can shake that foundation.
Also, I think God can take a joke. He takes genocide.
2 years ago, I discovered one of the juiciest burgers in town, served by Tease Your Palate, and guess what? I'm thrilled to announce that they're sponsoring this video, and they've also opened a sister venture by the name Sicily by Tease. With the same service and with the same quality, they're serving you some delicious pizzas. All the details will be down in the description. Make sure to check them out.
Thank you so much, Yosna and Aayush Dai, for coming on to the show. It's a pleasure, honor to be honest, because I've been seeing तपाईहरुको दुबैजनाको काम for a long time, तपाईको त म भिडियोजहरु पनि हेर्दै गरेर हुन्छु. इट्स अ फन काइन्ड अफ हुन्छ नि सेगमेन्ट द्याट आई वाच. अनि आयुष दाईको पनि झन् तपाईको त एलना दिदीको सो के भन्छ म्युजिक भिडियो गर्नुभएको थियो नि प्रिमियर, त्यति बेला पनि भेटेको थियो हामी. अनि आई थिङ्क त्योभन्दा अगाडिदेखि नै हेरिरहेको थियो कि तपाईँको कन्टेन्टहरू. सो प्रिटी लाइक हुन्छ नि ग्रेटफुल द्याट यु गाइज आर हियर राइट नाउ होइन. अनि आई वान्ट टु स्टार्ट दिस पडकास्ट फ्रम आस्किङ यु कस्तो थियो हिजोको सो, because I think it was a trial show.
How was it? Yeah, it was surprisingly nice because it's a trial show, right? So I've been trying to build this special, and I haven't thought the name of it yet, but I've been trying to build this 1 hour show with a very specific messaging, a very specific theme. So instead of just a comedian coming there and doing jokes, I wanted it to have a narrative, a theme, a point, right? So I had more almost 1 year I was trying to build it, and I had bits and pieces of it. But 1 hour बनाउनको लागि चाहिँ these small open mics and shows that we do, that wasn't enough, के? किनकि you can't understand what it can be until you go in front of people and do it, right? So I decided, okay, trial show बनेर गरौँ, and then let's figure out what happens with people, हैन? So it was half of the material हिजो गरेको was something that I've practiced and tested, but half of it was just my early thoughts, and thoughts and ideas, and I just had it's very small show, a 20 people show, and I talked to them. I asked them what they thought about a particular idea that I had, and so it was a process of collaboration with the audience. And so that was very fun, and this is the first time I've done it. And this happens अरू सिनहरुमा यो भइ नै रहन्छ, but like I think यहाँ चाहिँ like this is the first time I've done a trial show, so it was very fun. It was मैले सोचेको भन्दा चाहिँ धेरै नै better resultsहरु आयो. So it's very exciting. So I'm very I'm closer to what I want the special to be.
So how is it different from other shows you do? Is it like a comedy special that you're trying to do?
Yeah. So like comedy special usually कस्तो हुन्छ भने अरू बेलामा we're just like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes भइरा हुन्छ हैन. And the ultimate goal is to create your own special, right, which is around 1 hour material, हैन. And मैले पहिला 1 hour material गरेको थिएँ, but it was just bunch of jokes with no particular point of it, right? So this is the collection of jokes I have भनेर त्यो गर्थेँ. But this time चाहिँ I wanted to do it a little differently, हैन. So yes, 1 hour of material, but with a particular theme, a particular point, होइन आई वान्टेड टु से समथिङ बाई द एन्ड अफ इट सो त्यो तरिकाले चाहिँ म बिल्ड गर्न खोजिरहेको छु अनि या आई थिङ्क इट विल टेक स्टिल लाइक 15 to 20 ट्रायल सोज स्टिल before I get to a point where I can say I'm proud of it. So but it was the first step.
योजना दिदीको पनि मैले कमेडी ऊ देखेको थियो आई थिङ्क लाफिङ क्लापले राखेको थियो होइन सो नर्मली तपाईँहरू हाउ कम्फर्टेबल कतिको टाइम पिरियडको लागि चाहिँ यु गाइज हेभ टेस्टेड योर लेट्स से सोज कज 10 मिनट्स कहिले काहीँ 30 मिनट्स हुन्छ सो कतिको हुन्छ त्यस चाहिँ
मैले बुझिनँ
एज इन लाइक हाउ कतिको ट्रायल सो लाइक 10 मिनट्स अब जस्तै फर एक्जाम्पल आई डु 2 hours so 2 hours इज माई कम्फर्ट स्पेस वान्स इट गोज 2 hours प्लस अलिकति गाह्रो हुँदै जान्छ सो तपाईँहरूको लागि कस्तो छ त्यो
मेरो कम्फर्ट इज आई थिङ्क 25 to 30 minutes त्यस पछाडि चाहिँ आई स्टार्ट लाइक अलिकति प्यानिकिङ अन स्टेज बिकज त्यति धेरै गरेको छैन आई हेभ ओन्ली डन आई डन म्याक्सिमम आई हेभ डन इज लाइक 45 minutes अनि लाइक मैले 1 hourको चाहिँ बनाएको छैन आई डिड माई फर्स्ट सोलो सो 2021 मा इट वाज कल्ड अलमोस्ट वुमन एन्ड इट वाज 45 minutes अफ सेट अनि आई वाज भेरी कम्फर्टेबल डुइङ द्याट किनकि दोज वर द लाइक इट ह्याड बिट्स द्याट आई बिन डुइङ फर लाइक 4-5 years सो द्याट्स वाइ त्यो प्र्याक्टिस एकदम भएको कारणले पनि 45 minutes गर्न सजिलो भयो तर नर्मली आई थिङ्क 25 minutes इज माई कम्फर्ट जोन अन स्टेज 10 minutes is too short. एकैछिनमा सकिहाल्छ 10 minutes चाहिँ बट आफ्टर 25 चाहिँ आई स्टार्ट स्वेटिङ
तपाईँहरूको मलाई एकदम इन्ट्रेस्टिङ लाग्छ बिकज तपाईँको हेरिरहेको थियो अनि आज लाइक इफ आई वाज इन यर प्लेस मैले त्यो मम ड्याडलाई देखाउन आई वुड हुन्छ नि स्वेट होइन बिकज यु गाइज हेभ टु बी सो मच भनरेबल इन योर सोज होइन हाउ मच द्याट पार्ट इज यु गाइज योर रियल इन टर्म्स अफ जे भोकेको छ एन्ड कतिको पार्ट चाहिँ यु गाइज हेभ टु लेट्स से if it is makeup or something त्यस्तो कतिको पार्ट छ
So the best part about comedy is like there's a little bit of truth and then a little bit of lie and the audience can never know which one is true and which one is lie. So and I think comedian ko parents and like family members always have this I think they're prepared now to just like know that okay they're kidding because I make a lot of fun of my parents in my set. He makes a lot of fun in his set. His parents have been there in his show and they're pretty chill about it. They laugh.
So are they used to you guys?
Yeah, because we've been that kid in the house pani. So we've always I think I don't know about you but like I've always been like this clown kid of the family. So they just know I'm kidding. So mero material my parents have watched it. They watch all of my videos on internet. And they're pretty chill about it actually. They like it.
When did you fall in love with comedy?
I think the first time I went on stage and it was very bad. It was very bad. I bombed so bad. But it's like I felt like I want to go back again. It was a terrible show. First show was terrible. Second show was terrible. Third show was I was a little bit prepared. So I felt like, okay, there are few jokes that worked. And by the fourth show was my show with Comedy Tuk Sukrabarko.
Yeah.
I was trying out material for के रे यता हाम्रो के थियो
नेपगाजम
No.
कमेडी सर्कल
No.
Comedy Tuk
Storytellers ko show.
Storytellers, yes.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
Storytellers comedy special ko lagi. So I've written new materials and then it's like I just knew him so ulai मैले रिभ्यूहरु गर्न दिएको थिए and they said I wrote this bit भनेर and they were sorry. And then my fourth show was शुक्रबार नाम गरेको सानो पप थियो अनि त्यहाँनिर सो गरेको थिएँ अनि I got really good laugh त्यति बेला and I was like I'm funny. then comedy special के रे स्टोरियल्स को गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अनि I got really good laugh and I was like okay. But first stage performance may I think
yeah. Like once you get on stage and start doing this you kind of fall in love with it. It's kind of like an addiction. We've said it a lot of times. It's हामी त स्टेजको लत नै भन्छौँ हैन स्पेशली if you get just one laugh, if you just get one laugh you get addicted to it and then you want to do it again and again.
In terms of the crowd, how important is it for you हुन्छ नि getting a feeling because even though sportsman त्यस्तो हुन्छ कहिलेकाहीँ हुन्छ नि when you're performing when you're giving a performance हैन crowdले पनि sometimes it does affect तर तपाईहरुकोमा चाहिँ कतिको how much does it make a difference
what के रे
like crowd को चाहिँ vibe चाहिँ कतिको different गर्छ in terms of performance
crowd dictates the show
yeah
crowd dictates the show right like I think you've heard comedians say at the end of the show thank you so much you've been a great audience we mean it and if we say that you're a great audience we mean that you're a great audience because there are shows where the audience is not that great हैन अनि when the audience is great the show is great हैन see हामी त आएर जोक भन्ने हो right the show depends on how good the sense of humor of the room is right so the audience matters a lot and so see comedy is one of those art forms that is more interactive than anything else right a singer can be there just singing and it would still be a song even if nobody's listening if we go and talk and nobody's laughing that's not comedy right so audience is a big part of it guys so audience is dictating गर्ने हो नि
yeah
तर कहिलेकाहीँ do you guys have to like cause कहिलेकाहीँ हामीले पनि social media मा हेरिरहेको छ the comedian does such a good performance and the crowd is such dry and any comment section चाहिँ L crowd भनेर लेखिरहेको हुन्छ कि so त्यतिकोमा how do you guys move forward in terms of हुन्छ नि कहिलेकाहीँ पाइरा हुँदैन crowdसँग जुन चाहिँ expectationsहरू
I think sometimes crowd comes in with a very weird energy त्यो त हामीले फिल गरिरहेको हुन्छ होइन तर मोस्टली पेड सोजहरू हुन्छ नि त्यसमा क्राउडहरू एकदमै हाँस्नको लागि हुन्छ होइन सो दोज क्राउड आर देयर फर दे नो कि म कमेडियन आएर हो एन्ड देन म यसकै लागि जान्छु अलिकति वियर्ड एनर्जी आउने क्राउडहरू हामीले अलिकति फेस गरेको भनेको पहिली वेन ओपन माइक्स वेयर फ्री एन्ड लाइक ओपन माइकमा चाहिँ फ्री एन्ट्री थियो क्राउडको लागि एन्ड देन there are people who just came there to just
they didn't know that comedy is happening
just chill so they didn't
भात खान आइरहेछ यता आएर जोक भनिरहेछ
so they gave you very sting I was like
यार त्यो सुरुमा त्यो धेरै नै भएको थियो नि त बिकज भर्खर कमेडी स्टार्ट भएको थियो अनि रेस्टुरेन्ट्स वुड कल अस टु एन्ड लाइक ओके यु आर द एन्टरटेन पिपल एन्ड देन पिपल डिडन्ट नो कमेडी वाज ह्यापनिङ दे आएर के अरे दे वान्टेड टु टक टु पिपल मेबी दे ह्याड अ मिटिङ होइन दे जस्ट वान्ट टु इट द फुड एन्ड हुन्छ नि हामीलाई राखिदिएको छ अगाडि स्टेजमा एन्ड वेयर जस्ट talking about some nonsense about masturbation or whatever for the last 20 minutes and of course they don't like it we don't blame them right we don't blame them it's just that it wasn't big enough that we attracted audience who wanted to see comedy and as far as the audience is like so like since we do it so regularly a bad audience and then like as a bad audience we forget it by tomorrow because like every time we go on stage that's the new adventure and so hijo je bhayo bhayale sakisakyo and so and but at the moment you try your best to entertain them you can see that they're disappointed and like one manager I'm sorry guys I'm sorry I'm ruining your night but you can't say it out loud
does a drunk crowd help more
it depends like
sometimes it does most of the time doesn't
कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ के हुन्छ नि there are some people like drunk people or like drunk pani bhandinu there are like we call them hecklers right who heckle during the show and some people heckle because from a very good place right they want to help us they want to have a great night and they want to participate and that part we can handle it and it's still nice कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ नि there are people in the audience who come from a very bad place like no यो भन्दा त म फनी छु पख हुन्छ नि like I need the attention right now होइन सो त्यो पार्ट चाहिँ अलिकति गाह्रो हुन्छ बट इट्स अल पार्ट अफ द जब अहिले त
एनी स्टोरिज द्याट यु गाइज क्यान सेयर इन टर्म्स अफ हुन्छ नि दिज हुन्छ नि इन्काउन्टर्स
So like recently there like I was heckled by this woman and that was the best time on stage that I had
I
so far.
watched the clip.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Bati जाँदाखेरि
docu-wala.
बत्ती जाँदाखेरि Beers and Cheers मा.
I was not.
So I was hosting a show and it was for all new comics and it was a competition kind of thing. So for most of them it was their first show ever. Right? So and ठ्याक्क ब्याट बत्ती गयो. And you can't expect new comics to handle that kind of situation. किनकि even seasoned comics like गाह्रो पर्छ हैन. So I knew that I just had to go there and entertain people until the light comes out. किनकि आधी घन्टासम्म यतिकै चुप लाएर बसाउनु मिल्दैन मान्छेहरूलाई. They paid. So I just went and mic चलिरहेको छैन and I'm just screaming on top of my lungs. हैन अनि like I'm trying to get something from the moment. And then I did some jokes. I had some like basic men women wala jokeharu, and then there was this woman who was like who didn't like a joke, and then like she said it out loud, not because she wanted to ruin the show, but because she genuinely didn't like it was genuine feedback, and I loved it. And I just started talking to her. We had a great conversation. I made fun of her sometimes. She made fun of me sometimes. And it was just a great conversation. And that was...
The crowd was having fun.
Crowd was having fun. The rest of the audience... Show was this me and her talking. That was the show. मेरो लागि चाहिँ that was the most free I felt on stage ever. अनि मैले रिक्रिएट पनि गर्न सकेको छैन कि त्यो.
Because while watching the clip now, I couldn't understand if this was really हुन्छ नि a joke. Are you guys joking or is it actually हुन्छ नि conflict? म कस्तो like तर पछि I think तपाईँले भने I got the feel last सम्म चाहिँ हेर्दाखेरि भने चाहिँ. तर do you guys ever like struggle in terms of अब तपाईँले एउटा एङ्गलले दिनुभएको छ joke and the other guy doesn't perceive that way? Does that happen?
Yeah,
that happens a lot actually. Yeah, normally they don't say it out loud or like point it out immediately because it's a live show. Yeah, like jokes have been perceived, especially when things come out of context. Especially when clips go out on social media and then you don't know what they're talking about. It just like comes out of context. We're just putting one joke of a whole set, so sometimes the point is missing. Sometimes they don't know where it's going, right? So it's like it's normally जति पनि social media out of context कुराहरु like becomes a big deal.
I think जसरी त्यो clip बनाउँछ that also matters a lot.
Yeah.
कहिलेकाहीँ
चाहिँ the irony gets lost. हैन अब हामीले के जोक भनिरहेको हुन्छ and we're saying it ironically, right? We don't mean it, हैन. We say the wrong thing, हैन, because it's something that should not be said, and we know that it should not be said, and that's the funny part for us, हैन. But instead of laughing at the irony, sometimes people laugh at the real thing, which is bad. Just say, if I say like if I have a sexist joke, हैन, I say that sexist joke because not because I'm sexist, because it's wrong to be sexist. Right? I want you to laugh at how wrong I am. हैन? But sometimes audience laughs at the sexist thing. And त्यो चाहिँ बेला बेलामा भइरहेको हुन्छ. And त्यो बेला चाहिँ we kind of have to take a step back and think that okay, this is not the laugh that I want. I have to work on this joke a little bit more. हैन, किनकि यसको impact यो होइन भनेर चाहिँ काम गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. देन देयर आर a few examples पनि, तर त्यो नदिउँ होला. I'll get in trouble.
No, but मैले एउटा के कन्क्लुड गरेँ भने लाइक जे भने पनि I think it ends up with how you deliver it के. For example, Andrew Schulz, होइन, the guy can be as homophobic as possible, होइन, and he's like, there's nothing that enrages me than fat models, and he goes on to ranting fat models, and he's like, मैले त्यो भनेको I would get cancelled the next day, but somehow it just makes he makes it funny. Joe Rogan laughs at it, and I think, how do you guys make, like, let's suppose a homophobic joke or a sexist joke, not seem that harmful or harsh in terms of about how do you deliver irony? त्यो चाहिँ कसरी गर्नुहुन्छ?
It's such a difficult thing to navigate. होइन अनि कस्तो भने at the end of the day it's all about the joke for us. होइन we have no agenda. होइन we have no like seriously भनेको a comedian has no integrity.
That is true.
It's not our job to be right, or it's not our job to say the right thing or say something, something at all. We just care about the joke, right? We thought of a joke and we think it will make you laugh, so we say it. In the same performance, agadi I'm saying that I'm single, and after 5 minutes I'm saying my girlfriend did this. We have no integrity. Nothing we say is makes any sense. It's just that yo joke ko lagi mo single hunu jaruri cha. That's fucking it, right? And so when the audience, see अघि सोधेको थियो नि how important is the audience भनेर. That's how important the audience is. When Andrew Schulz said that, there was an audience member laughing at the joke, and not at being homophobic but understanding the joke. And if there are people if people laugh at it or people accept it as a joke, you can't cancel it because it's a joke. We don't mean it, and we're not saying that. But
the cancel kurama, I think it also depends a lot on how the person has branded themselves. Because Andrew Schulz is something who just like very unhinged and he says all kinds of problematic stuff. So cancelling him for what? के को लागि cancel गर्ने? कतिचोटि cancel गर्ने उसलाई? Like for being homophobic, for being sexist, अरु के कुरा? It's just like you can't like it's like Kanye लाई cancel गरौँ भने जस्तो. के को लागि cancel गर्ने अब?
I can't cancel.
Like so, these are the people who have worked on how they want to like they build their image in a way that okay म चाहिँ जे नि बोल्छु. So you can't pinpoint कि तैँले यो चाहिँ it's like you'll just be like oh yeah Kanye being Kanye or Andrew being Andrew or Ricky Gervais, yeah he says those things. So I think it depends on like how you have like so it's easier for people to cancel you because you'll say one thing and then like oh I'm like pinpoint गर्न सजिलो हुन्छ कि oh you said that thing so maybe apologize for it. But if you say a lot of things then it just becomes उसले त भन्छ यस्तो कुरा.
See,
they're surprised at 1 or 2 or 3 things, but if you say 50 other things they're like oh यार यसले त भन्छ यस्तो कुरा.
मलाई त क्यान्सल
दुर्गा पूजालाई को क्यान्सल गर्न निस्केको just tell me.
मलाई त यो जो क्यान्सल कल्चर इज सच like an illusion of power. होइन हुन्छ नि लाइक त्यही हो कि लाइक ओके लेट्स से यु सेड समथिङ एन्ड पिपल स्टार्टेड ब्याकल्यासिङ होइन विल यु स्टप डुइङ पडकास्ट नो राइट देन हाउ डु यु गेट क्यान्सल्ड होइन. सो बट यस्तो छ देयर आर सम क्रिएटर्स देयर आर सम पिपल हु आर प्यान्डरिङ टु देयर अडियन्स होइन. Their success depends on these people approving. त्यो मान्छेहरू क्यान्सल हुन सक्छ होइन. If you are a creator whose creative process does not depend on these people's approval, होइन, then you will not get cancelled. होइन. So Kanye will make music no matter how many people get triggered. होइन. अनि so if you are ready to create no matter what people say, you'll never get cancelled.
And I think like people still need to develop this sense of humor in terms of what comedy is. Okay, just like someone say, I think there's still a huge spike. This mancherle they still need to learn comedy because I've heard this clip and Jordan Peterson was talking and it's like how do you decide what is funny? I know because what I might find funny or might not होइन. अनि I think that's what happened in terms of मलाई चाहिँ this is a context तर अपूर्व दाइको जुन चाहिँ भएको थियो. I think because I'm from the same community like हुन्छ नि I found it funny होइन. अनि त्यसपछि after त्यस्तो नहोस् भनेर चाहिँ like I still people we've been open to Andrew Schulz and other comedians. We know how the comedy game works. But alikati preserved people who don't know what really how it works, they might get offended.
Yeah.
Which is sad because yo paila in even in our history, comedy was the only, let's suppose, form of action जसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ you can speak your truth.
Yeah.
Even the ruling days मा हैन, that was the point where अब राजाले जे गरे पनि हुन्छ नि, you could do a mockery and people would understand. That was their sense of, let's suppose, freedom, comedy. अनि maybe बिचमा कहाँ हरायो थाहा छैन, but that same is coming right now, हैन. अनि how people perceive it, अझै they need to change about it जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ.
See, getting offended on comedy is not a bad thing, like, because it's an offense, anyone can take offense, right? But the problem starts when people like few people have this enough ego for them to think, oh, that person should apologize for hurting my feelings. So that's where the problem begins. Because see, if something offends you, you can always talk about those things. We can have a healthy discussion around it. You can be like, oh, you've said these things about the community. It's like, maybe this is problematic. Or like, there could be conversations about it. But for people to go like we have to make this person pay for it, that's when the problem starts.
True.
So there's all kinds of opinion on internet, or like people have all kinds of opinions about everything every day. And like, we can't ask anyone to not get offended. We can't control it. Right? Like, we can just wish that, okay, we can just hope that, maybe people like, I hope people like my content, or like people like my comedy, but I can't control how they feel about it. And they can obviously express that if they don't like it. But for them to come together and like, oh, we should make this person pay for it, or we should make this person change it, that's when the problem starts.
Like, my thing is simple. Like, as long, like, no, we can do anything, just don't get the state involved, don't get the police involved, and don't be violent.
Yeah.
That is it, right? Like she said, I'm making a joke, and it doesn't take a scientist to understand that people might get offended. Yes, and that is part of the conversation. There is no, so because comedy by definition offensive छ क्या, comedy is always at the boundary of social acceptance क्या, किनकि anything inside the boundary of social acceptance is boring. Anything too far is people get disgusted. So comedy is always at the boundary. So we're dancing at the boundary, and that's where the comedy is.
We're also trying to push the boundary every now and then.
We're not trying to push the boundary, just boundary gets pushed as a result of what we do.
Yeah, that's also true.
As a result, we're not trying to push the boundary. We're just making jokes.
I try.
We're just making jokes. The boundary gets pushed as a result of what we do. जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ. अनि अगेन भने नि त्यो कमेडी त्यो बाउन्ड्रीमा बाइक अरू कहीँ छँदै छैन क्या, होइन. अनि इट्स अभियस द्याट पिपल गेट अफेन्डेड, होइन. अनि हुन्छ नि, मलाई त म त के छ भन्छ, आई डोन्ट इभन ह्याभ problem apologizing if you really felt bad about it, होइन. अनि लाइक हुन्छ नि, लाइक if it's genuine, if it's not ego driven, होइन, then I have no problem apologizing. Like, if I hurt you, then I'm sorry, dude. That's just basic decency. Just don't get violent, don't get the state involved, and don't get the police involved, होइन. किनकि यो हाम्रो कुरा हो नि त, किन पुलिसले किन बोलाउनु. हामी कुरा गरौँ न एकछिन, नाउ न बस्नु. अनि द्याट इज जस्ट डिस्कोर्स, द्याट इज जस्ट सोसल डिस्कोर्स, होइन. अनि सो के अरे वी टोटली गेट वाइ द्याट पिपल आर गेटिङ अफेन्डेड, होइन. वी आर मेकिङ जोक्स, होइन.
So this is the genuine reaction of a comedian when someone says, oh, तेरो जोकले त मान्छे रिसाएछ. Ella. That's what we all do. That's us. That's what Apurva did when his video went out, and then he found out भोलि बिहान कि ए मान्छेहरू त रिसाएर ब्याकलेस भइरहेछ. Ella. That's
Because no comedian puts out a material believing that people will get angry. We put out material because we think it's the funniest shit.
We're so proud of it. We made people the people on the live show laughed their asses off. So we were like, this is so cool.
The thing is, Apurva performed that material across
the country
for 6-7 months before he put out the video. And everywhere he go, people were laughing. And like, if people were not laughing, comedian ko integrity chaina kya? If people were not laughing, he wouldn't put that shit out ever. These are not the things that he believes. These are just the things that he thinks is funny. If people were not laughing, it's the people to blame. Why did you laugh?
He's kidding. We don't blame our audience.
I think getting your skin to a point where you can laugh at your own self, I think that's a good place to be at, because there's going to be a lot of people who's going to drag you. If you can laugh at your own self, I think that's a good skill. I think that's what you can learn from comedians.
It's healthy. It's healthy to laugh at yourself, to devalue everything you value. You know, and whatever you think is valuable to you, bela ma chai त्यसको value हटाएर हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it's healthy जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ. You don't get attached to ideologies. You don't get attached to things, stuff, even your identity.
So I think यहाँ आउनु सुशान्त घिमिरे दाइ आउनु भएको थियो अनि उहाँले चाहिँ के भन्नुभयो भने दुःखमा नि मान्छेहरू रमाउँछ अरे. हुन्छ नि.
That's when people laugh the most.
I think my best jokes were when my parents were fighting and I was just trying to calm down the situation.
जसले गर्दा धेरै झापड नि खाएको छु मैले.
And then just before that one झापड hit my face, I would make one more joke. And my mother would laugh. Okay. That's where
It's like the meme त्यो ठ्याक्क घर जलिरहेछ पछाडि अनि त्यसपछि केटी यसरी हाँसिरहेछ.
Same. It's like
So here's the thing, like सबैको लाइफ एउटा न एउटा तरिकाले सिटी छ क्या, हैन? And laughter is the only thing that makes it bearable, because you can't cry for too long.
It gets exhausting at one point.
It gets exhausted, but you can laugh for a while. Laughter makes it bearable, okay? That's why dark comedy exists. Because it's like, yes, all these dark things exist, but let's laugh about it so that we can like process it properly. किनकि अलिकति serious भएर process गर्यो भने त it's too difficult. So like I remember one of the best laughters that I have had as a child was like my friend his grandmother died, and we were माथि अन्तिम क्रिया भएर हामी तल बसेर we're laughing our asses off. I'm making some kind of joke about I'm making some kind of joke about her grandmother. He's making some kind of joke about her grandmother, about his grandmother, and it's like we're just laughing our asses off. And त्यो बेला चाहिँ it like we didn't really understand why we did it, but at अहिले हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ we were helping each other grasp
the idea of death.
We were helping each other process it. And it's such a great tool. Laughter is such a great tool to just I don't know.
So fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I think that's how you grieve. Because the social norm to grief in terms of death, it's like sad ho. But there's also a part where comedy can lift up the mood, but at the same time you guys obviously know what is happening, so let's say it helps you a bit more. It's
just an easier way of handling things. Just makes it a little bit easier.
And I've always, like, in terms of our friends group, I know the people who can make other people laugh, I think those are the people who get bullied less जस्तो लाग्छ कि मेरो ओपिनियन होइन बिकज दे क्यान जस्ट अब कसैले मलाई केही भन्यो भने मलाई फ्याट्ट भन्न आउँदैन कि बट दोज पिपल हु क्यान मेक पिपल लाफ ओ माई गॉड दे विल रोस्ट यु
That's the defense, self-defense. This is very
a lot of comics के कमेडियनहरू तिमीले हेऱ्यो भने सो कन्फिडेन्ट होइन सो कस्तो फ्याट भन्ने होइन लाइक सो त्यो भइरहेको हुन्छ नि बट outside of stage most of the comics are socially awkward, they're not very confident होइन अनि this sense of humor, this sense of comedy was developed as a defense mechanism क्या होइन for the most part except for me, I do it out of talent.
This is called confidence.
He's always been like this.
No, but it is true. Like मेरो केसमा नि हो like I used to get bullied, right? But
like, he didn't know until he was very के अरे big.
मलाई के
bully गरेर रहेछ
म ब्याचलर पुगेपछि मात्रै मलाई झल्यास भयो स्कुलमा त मलाई बुली गर्न खोजेको रहेछ भनेर and I feel bad about them because they tried to bully me, I didn't get bullied, you know. मलाई थाहै भइरहेको थिएन how frustrating would have been for them. अघिदेखि डल्ले भन्दैछ मलाई म चाहिँ मक्ख परिरहेको छु लाइनमा अगाडि बस्नुपर्छ मैले कभर अप गर्नु पर्दैन भनेर.
As in like you didn't know their intention or was it like you were all in different perspective in life Carlo?
So मेरो स्कुल चाहिँ it was a very small school where a lot of people from like economically like हुन्छ नि त्यति strong फ्यामिलीहरू थिएन त्यो स्कुलको स्टुडेन्टहरूमा होइन सो के अरे I was fortunate enough that I wasn't मेरो family was not that bad economically but the school where I was at most of the students came from a very economically backward economically like challenged situation but so everybody had some kind of complex everybody had something which could be used for bullying. So म हुर्के नै कस्तो भने like everybody was kind of a bully to everyone else. Right, so यसले त्यसलाई भन्थ्यो त्यसले त्यसलाई भन्थ्यो त्यसले भन्थ्यो it was a like we kind of hugged each other by bullying each other, you know supported each other.
Okay.
Supported each other.
त्यो केटाहरूको उसमा थाहा हुन्छ ग्याङमा हुन्छ the dynamics between them.
Yeah we like see that's the thing about that is comedy okay? You people think that roasting or like jokes नेपाली सोसाइटीले चाहिँ रोस्टिङ अनि जोक्स र इन्सल्टको बिचमा डिफरेन्स छुटाउन सकेन क्या होइन
So the intention is the most.
Yeah, when you're with your friends you are destroying them, right? But it's not insulting, you're doing it out of love होइन अनि त्यो चाहिँ के अरे छुट्याउन सकेको छैन. इफ आई मेड अ जोक अबाउट राजेश हमाल होइन फर इक्जाम्पल पिपल विल थिङ्क द्याट आइ एम इन्सल्टिङ राजेश हमाल. नो आई एम मेकिङ अ जोक अबाउट राजेश हमाल, आई एम नट इन्सल्टिङ हिम राइट. अनि त्यो चाहिँ खासै भेटेको छैन मान्छेले जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई.
I think even if somebody is making a joke out of you and I think you need to know the intention and I think that separates an insult with comedy के difference किनकि intention छ भए चाहिँ next time maybe I'm not going to talk to this person खाएको हुन्छ. And I think you have to learn to हुन्छ नि त्यो सेन्सले थाहा हुनुपर्छ कि कस्तो खालको मान्छे do they have good intention towards you खालको जस्तै. Because I think I've हुन्छ नि बिस्तारै throughout the years I've learned how to let's suppose be more हुन्छ नि आफू माथि हाँस्ने कि rather than being so हुन्छ नि कसैले के भने रिसाइहाल्ने अलिकति त्यो चाहिँ सिफ्ट गर्न खोजिरहेको छु जस्तो लाग्छ. अनि योजना दिदीको चाहिँ लाइक in terms of let's suppose bullying त्यस्तो अनि त्यसपछि how did you let's suppose cope हुन्छ नि with comedy जस्तै आयुष दाइले भने उहाँको स्टोरी तपाईँको त्यस्तो केही स्टोरी छ?
म त यसले बुली गरे म त स्ट्रगलै यही हो कि यो मान्छेले मलाई यति धेरै बुली गरेछ. सुरु मलाई पनि गाह्रो भएको थियो टु डिसाइड कि इन्सल्ट हो कि आउट अफ लभ हो भन्ने थाहा पाउनको लागि.
No, it was always insult.
मैले एक्चुअली नि बुझिनँ तिम्रो क्वेसन
How did you develop your sense of comedy?
ए ओके
Was it bullying? But
I think my sense of comedy developed mostly from trauma because I come from a you said like तिम्रो स्कुलमा सबै अलिकति बढी चाहिँ इकोनोमिकली च्यालेन्ज्ड थियो मेरोमा चाहिँ म थिएँ अनि अरू काफी ठिकै थिए It's like I think a lot of problems that I come from a very dysfunctional family. I've said that a lot actually. It's okay. I've accepted it now.
आफैलाई भन्यो it's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Yozana. It's okay. You can do this. So alikati dysfunctional family, alikati the parents have some kind of problem. There's always financial problem. There's always their marriage problem and tauta kuraharu. So I kind of developed that sense of humor, trying to cope with trauma, and I think I don't know. The first few jokes I wrote was actually a rant, and then I was very angry about something and I wrote a rant, and then I slept, and then भोलिपल्ट उठेर मैले पढेँ and I found it very funny. And then I sent it to my friend कि मैले blog लेखेको छु पढ्न एकचोटि, and then he read it all and then he called me and like I'm so sorry this happened to you but bro this is very funny. So then I was like, oh, maybe I'm funny. So mero sense of humor, it's always, that's why I always start with like, I talk about myself a lot, not because I'm narcissist, there's a lot to unfold.
Also because she's narcissist.
No, not because I'm narcissist, it's just like पहिला मेरो issue सकियोस् and then I'll talk about other people.
मेरो सकाउनु पहिला
मेरो सकाउन अनि then I'll talk about, that's why, dude, see, you're mentally very healthy, right? That's why you talk about general stuff like, oh, this ramro bhaira chaina.
Yes.
Oh, like, oh, guys, हामी त यस्तो छौ नि. Oh, like, you talk about observation stuff. All my jokes are about me because मेरो issue नै सकिरहेको छैन. मलाई पनि देश सुधार्न मन छ. Why am I still talking about gender inequality?
So, do you guys ever enjoy after trauma dump on now? So, and the other person is serious that you're just joking and you know it's funny. Okay?
Oh yeah. We do that.
That's our pastime,
right?
I'm either like not officially, but we're always looking like who is going to make this person go. Oh.
That happens a lot. That's why we don't have much friends now. None of the comedians have actually one.
But comedians have each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
I love it.
kind of jokes we make
when we're together. Oh
when
my
we're
God.
together, it can never go on video.
Seriously, the kind of things we talk about. It's like seriously, you don't want to watch it on mobile. You would want to be on the room while that's happening, but when you watch it on social media, then you would be like, oh, like किस तालने पर्छ. I was new in the scene and then I was hanging out with them and मलाई cultural shock भनेको सुरुमा म पनि I was like सुरुमा त I was not familiar with the comedianहरुको ग्रुपहरु नि त so I was new in the scene and then I just started hanging out with these guys and for I don't know what obsession they had for 2 months they were only making dead baby jokes. Actually, yeah, gave me so much. Okay, surma ta I judged them. Like what the fuck?
Wait, like don't say scene. It was just me and Mayur.
And there were a few other people also.
Yeah.
Okay, see, panjana the, but scene ko lagi enough, please.
Yeah. This is so dark.
Can you share some of those?
We can have coffee after the cameras are shot. But
that's what I was like. It's so dark meme kalko share bhayirahuncha and it's like me and my friends like if this gets leaked, man,
right?
we're going to go to jail.
We're the forbidden WhatsApp group. And I think most comedians also vibe on their mental health problem.
Vibe on.
Yeah. Oh my God, we all do have mental health problems. Have you seen me Me and Sajan talk about our mental health. Oh my god, I love it. I love talking about career anxiety and career crisis with Apurva. Love it. It's such a good conversation. It always it feels like a meal.
Meal?
Meal, you know,
Okay.
it's like
Okay.
feels like it's it's a fulfilling. It's like it's fun. What do you talk about?
I don't know. Nobody talks to me.
He's
Yeah.
always the dai. He's always giving advice.
No, because like हाम्रो चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ नि like मेरो friendsहरू अनि sometimes situation भनौँ न we talk about parents getting separated होइन and the person and I can relate obviously तर the other like सबैजना रुममा चाहिँ what the fuck are they talking about inside we're like हामी त्यस्तै है हुन्छ कि
And you're laughing your ass off.
Laughing about it.
and they're like what the fuck is wrong with you guys and
happens a lot.
we're talking about he's talking about यार मैले त तेरो गर्लफ्रेन्ड डेट गरेको थिएँ भन्छ we're talking about it's like पछाडिबाट मान्छे what the fuck is this guy weird ass weirdos हुन्छ कि so yeah I think dynamics it's hard कहिलेकाहीँ मान्छेहरूले बुझ्न so we enjoy each other
Yeah. You
त्यसमा।
so like the thing हामीलाई पनि के छैन भने we don't want everybody to understand our jokes. We just need a few group of people who come to our show who understand our jokes. That is more than fucking enough.
Yeah, actually.
We video हाल्नु पर्छ. We're not fans of like I am not a fan of putting out videos on the internet stand up को चाहिँ हैन हाल्नु पर्छ because like it gets me work हैन but like for me the whole thing is being in front of people and telling them the jokes that I thought of and watching them react live and so that's all we're looking for actually on that.
I think साथीहरूसँग भयो भने you can be so much weird it's like you guys dated the same girl अनि त्यही jokes भनिरहेको हुन्छ पछाडिको मान्छे बसेर के बोलिरहेको यिनीहरू how weird can they be जस्तो हुन्छ
So you and your friend dated the same girl?
yeah technically
What do you mean technically?
What is technically? Did you clone her?
same girl so like after I dated he dated on this we just
Like
talk
how
You
far
broke up
apart?
though, right? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
obviously.
thank God.
How far
Okay.
apart?
let's say 1 year apart
That's fair.
that's fair तर अब मान्छेहरूलाई like what the fuck are you guys talking
Are
about
they still together or they're...
I'll say break up and now we can
Now
joke
you
about
can
it.
talk
No,
about it.
त्यति बेला पनि
त्यति बेला
while
you
they were
talk
talking
about
about
it.
also we
they
could
were-
joke
Okay.
and now it's like ठिक छ अब त्यसलाई अस्ट्रेलियन केटी
मलाई त नाइ भने
Not the nine one, what?
you she did what with you? मलाई त नाइ भन्थे she says she didn't like it.
now I am scared to put this out on the internet
It's okay.
somebody's gonna clip this shit and
Out of context.
out of context exactly
No, she decided to date two friends. She knew her risks. Of course she knew her friends are going to talk. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on her.
Has this like weird situation happened for you guys any stories that you guys have in terms of weirdness अनि or मान्छेहरूलाई say they're not perceiving you guys as normal you guys are just weirdos any conversation त्यस्तो खालको
That happens all the time for us. We have so much weird fucked up thoughts in our heads that we think can be a good stand-up bit.
So we're just trying,
we're just-
we're trying to slip it in a conversation and trying to get other people's reaction on it, and they think we are serious about it. So they have no idea we're trying a bit. So they were like, okay, let's not meet this person again. So that happens a lot.
Yeah, like this is just the other day. I was just. Yeah, there was a joke where my grandfather dies. He doesn't die. He's not dead, right? He's alive and well. But I just make a joke like, "Oh, my grandfather died because of this," and it's a funny shit. And I thought it would work, but like those were like, "What the fuck, dude? This girl just did this."
Fun, to let them know that it's a joke.
No, that made it worse.
Okay.
मैले चाहिँ like do you want to hear this new joke that I just wrote? Yeah. And then she was like, yes, like, and my grandfather died. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck, dude? Why would you kill your grandfather for a joke? It's like, That would be. That's the only thing that I would kill my grandfather.
Yeah, imagine you killed your grandfather for property. That's the worst.
That's worse.
That's
no?
worse. The killing someone for joke
Yeah,
is
especially considering he has no property. Property भइदियो भए त म कन्सिडर नै गर्थे.
What are some favorite topics as comedians that you guys really like to joke about?
Among us ki on stage? Those are two different things.
Tell me both. I'm curious.
On stage I really like talking about insecurities. Insecurities of me, people, the country, and the audience. So I really like talking about insecurity because and as soon as you talk about something that people are insecure about, they are on that edge. And like the nervous energy, and it's very fun to break that nervous energy. What do you like to talk about on stage?
I think I like talking about
मेरे को rights नहीं मिल रहे.
No, I've done that to death. I
Rights
think
आते
my
ही नहीं.
current favorite thing is I make a lot of jokes on men. And I love watching their reaction. It's so fun because all our lives we've like, oh, women are so emotional and women can't take jokes. Every time there's a sexist joke and we've talked about it, oh, this is sexist, and this is the bunch of men always like, oh, women can't take a joke, it's a joke. The moment I talk about men, they're like, ke bhanne timle testo? Not all men. I love it. I do it for that reaction. I don't even need laughter because they can't laugh. Because my shows, I think mostly women love my shows, and I've had girls come to me and like, oh my god, everything is so relatable, and it's relatable to them. But for men, it's like a weird idea that okay,
it's calling out, confrontation.
Yeah, I love calling out them, and like I love making them confront. And normally, the people who come to the show they very nice. Because they've come to the show, they know what kind of things I talk about, so they know म कस्तो खालको जोक गर्छु, they're there for that. But कहिले काहीँ चाहिँ साथीहरूले साथी बोकेर ल्याए हुन्छ नि, those people are not prepared. So they send me second hand feedback. They send me साथीलाई भनेर यो जनालाई भन्दैन त्यो भनेर. And like I have this one Apurvako friend made him tell me that like त्यस्तो त हुँदैन है केटाहरु, त्यति साह्रो पनि हुँदैन. He said त्यति साह्रो पनि हुँदैन. And I was like okay, अलिकति त हुँदो रहेछ नि त. Comedian ले त exaggerate गरिहाल्छ नि. I told him that like okay, त्यति साह्रो हुँदैन, अलिअलि हुन्छ, मैले exaggerate गरेर भने हो just to make it funny. But he's like त्यस्तो साह्रो पनि हुँदैन होला केटाहरु. So I love doing that. So जुन दिन everyone is okay with those jokes, I'll stop doing it.
Because that becomes boring.
Yeah, now
then you go to other thing that might offend people.
Right? अहिले चाहिँ मेरो फेभरेट टपिक भनेको राजतन्त्र हो. We keep jumping तर थाहा छ, we keep shifting. अहिले चाहिँ रमाइलो because I love seeing people get just like how dare you. Okay.
Well, whenever like people talk about like they have the woke mentality, let's suppose woke feminist and this is के भइरहेको हुन्छ, अनि मेरो दिमागमा चाहिँ पुरै जोक्सहरू चलिरहेको हुन्छ. कन्फिडेन्स हुन्छ नि, एकदम सिरियसली भनेर आउँछ, तर मेरो दिमागमा जोक चलिरहेको हुन्छ. के भन्यो भने क्यान्सल होइन, उनीहरूले बोल्न नि दिँदैन. At that point I'm like acceptance.
You should see me in my woke feminist avatar.
She has a woke feminist avatar.
Yeah, something triggers every once in a while. But yeah, I get it. It's funny. It's funny.
It's like sometimes कहिले काहीँ हुन्छ नि साथीहरू रुममा हुन्छ अनि they just joke about it, अनि यो मुलालाई चाहिँ हुन्छ नि फ्युनरलमा लग्नु हुँदैन.
फिल्ममा त जानु नि मन हुँदैन क्या, खाना पनि मिठो हुँदैन, मासु नि नखाएर के को लागि जाने हो. म फिल्ममा आइरहेको छु भने आइएम कमिङ आउट अफ नाइसनेस. बी थ्याङ्कफुल.
At least let me entertain.
Right?
Would you guys ever do a stand-up comedy at a funeral?
Oh.
Yes.
No, our
I would love to have comedy in my funeral.
roast.
Yeah, don't roast me before you roast me. That's I would love that. That's amazing.
So the best story that I know of stand-up world is stand-up world ko best story that I know, and it's very dark. It's very sad, it's very dark, but it's the best story I know. There's this comedian Doug Stanhope, and he is a fucking genius. One of the greatest to do it. Not famous though. He has a few specials and all, and he had a very tumultuous childhood.
What is tumultuous?
It's like turbulent.
What is turbulent?
प्लेनमा चढ्दाखेरि भेटे हुँदैन गाह्रो थियो के गाह्रो थियो तिम्रो जस्तो
Okay.
But worse.
गाह्रो थियो भन्दा पनि he had a difficult childhood. Whatever happened to your simple vocabulary, dude? Stick to just normal.
यस्तो
What a turbulence.
his mother was a drug addict,
Uh-huh.
and like father left him, and त्यसपछि like गाह्रोले
Okay, difficult
सफाइ
okay.
गाह्रोले सफाइ चाहिँ गर्दैन
How
के
about धेरै गाह्रो?
धेरै
म बुझ्दिनँ नि त कस्तो। Okay.
but he keeps saying that like he comes from a very difficult childhood, and mother like drug addict, एकदमै alcoholic पनि. I don't think father was there, but like very bad childhood, but like he and her mother connected through comedy. And when he was around 30-35 कति चाहिँ, and she got sick, very sick, and it was they didn't have money to for the treatment and everything, and she decided that I'm gonna die. Like I can't take this is a shitty life. I want to die. And they decided, the two of them decided that she will overdose on some meds and she'll die. They called all their friends. They had a legit roast. Like they roasted her throughout, and at the end she took the medicines and killed herself.
Nice.
Such a great story.
This is fun.
Yeah, and they laughed their asses off. They roasted everybody. He roasted his mother, and then by the end of it, she took the meds, and then that was it.
Nice.
Pretty deep, but at the same time,
It's fucking dark. It's so dark. And you'll find clips of him talking about this story, and I didn't tell it that well. I just tell the gist of it, but it is one of the best stories that I have heard. And
while sharing your personal stories or stories, how much do you fear the internet?
it's
Not at all.
there's no fear there. It's just it's stupid. It's stupid. It's a joke.
No.
In
I think you meant like your personal
Stories,
like,
yeah.
The real things.
So
Huh?
real things you're sharing, होइन? And then for example, अस्ति I was so मैले एउटा श्रीगोसँग podcast गरेको थिएँ, and we were talking about relationships and everything. अनि म मेरो साथीलाई चाहिँ like भर्खर कति पछि भेट्यो, अनि म भनिरहेको थिएँ कि मेरो स्टोरी, अनि पछाडिको केटीले पनि सुनिरहेको रहेछ. म पुरै सिरियस भएर भनिरहेको छु, अनि पछाडिको यस्तो सोल्डर ट्याप गरेर यस्तो गरेँ कि मलाई, अनि मलाई पनि थाहा छ, मलाई थाहा छ तिमीलाई त्यति बेला कस्तो फिल भएको छ अरे. म त भित्रबाट ट्राउमाटाइज म त. I was like, what? कसरी थाहा भयो तिमीलाई? Are you like CIA बाट के हो something? And she's like, oh, मैले तिम्रो podcast चाहिँ हेरेको थिएँ. त्यसपछि चाहिँ I was like, damn, okay, she knows a lot of stuff that I don't know.
त्यसरी not at all. No, just we don't share that much. धेरै सेयर पनि गरेदैन.
I to overshare.
अनि मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भने I don't think people care about me that much. they don't give a shit. They've like, yes, he told you that, at the moment, but like भोलिपल्ट she'll forget it, होइन, like she has her own shit, होइन.
तर याद राख्नु रहेछ यो मान्छेलाई चाहिँ मैले चिन्दो रहेछ खालको हुँदो रहेछ क्या, which is like oh damn that is scary, so I have to be
why is it scary to you?
because अब जुन चाहिँ पर्सनल लाइफ that I'm sharing अब उसलाई कसरी थाहा छ अनि त्यसपछि why does she know, it's like I slipped पडकास्टमा चाहिँ जुन चाहिँ कुरा I just want to keep it with myself or the close friends that I have.
But now that it's out in the open, don't you feel less threatened by it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is it. And
That's why it's so important to talk about it actually.
That's basically what therapy is.
Yeah.
I know, but if it was a slip, it might have been a Freudian slip, like maybe you did want to share it. You told yourself maybe this is not something I should share, but you wanted to share it somewhere. And it just came out. And I think the outcome is better. Right? So I think we inherently know के चाहिँ share गर्ने के चाहिँ share नगर्ने भनेर चाहिँ, हैन. अनि so I think it all at the end it's good. हैन. अनि like if she this person who heard the podcast and then told you that I know how you feel, she wasn't talking about your experience. She connected that story with something that she went through. Right? For her, it's about her. It's not about you. People don't give a shit about you. So you shared something, shared a story, and this girl, she remembered something that happened to her and then said, okay, I know how you feel. And it's about her.
But it's also nice that like you sharing your experience, that it's made someone feel seen. Because like now you both shared a similar kind of feeling. And you don't feel like it's not that bad now. And plus once you've said it, like it's something that's really, really like something that you can't really share, and then you've thought that okay, I don't want people to know about this. But once it's out in the open, एकचोटि बाहिर निस्किसकेपछि second time you don't feel that much hesitant to talk about it, and there's third time and there's fourth time, and by the fifth or sixth time it's like you've accepted it, or like you've somehow processed it, and then it makes like
it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, it's not a big deal anymore. So I think sharing is very nice.
Also this makes you feel less lonely. You know, like what she meant was, you're
like, not alone in this.
Oh yeah, we're like, okay, someone else is also going through the same shit as I am, right? So it's not just me. And it's such a shitty feeling that why is it happening to me? भनेर हैन, like मलाई चाहिँ किन यस्तो दुःख परिरहेछ भनेर मान्छेहरूले सोचिरहेको हुन्छ, and then you hear someone's story and like, oh no, it's not just me.
Yeah.
Everybody's going through shit. I think it's
सानोमा मेरो मात्रै म्याथमा किन 4 आयो, मेरो साथीको नि 4 आयो.
Nice.
It's nice. We're both dumb together. Like it's normal to have like it's normal to be stupid. So
do you guys ever enjoy sometimes I enjoy just being in neutral, okay? मलाई कसैको के हेर्नै छैन अनि some woke kind of हुन्छ नि silly reason को लागि तिनीहरू fight गरेर हुन्छ, like म पछाडिबाट fight भइरहन्छ, but I'm enjoying it. And somebody comes up like, if you don't speak now हुन्छ नि now or never type हुन्छ, like fuck you, block.
yeah, that happens a lot.
मलाई बोल्नै छैन यसको बारेमा. I'm just enjoying the whole chaos.
Yeah, I love it. You mean हैन त के रे सिरोया र रवि लामिछाने. Yeah, that happens a lot.
No, yeah, but I do agree that you can't fight every battle.
Yeah.
You can't have a say on every race.
Everything.
You just choose your piece sometimes.
Yeah. I've done that actually. Sometimes it gets so overwhelming because like you don't want to like you have all आफ्नै कुरा नि चलिरहेको हुन्छ, you have own stress and then people just like point you out like, oh, why aren't you talking about this? Well, maybe you also get that, right? Like, isko bare mein to bole thi, isko bare mein kino bolnas? It's not my duty. Like, it's not my responsibility to say. Like, I'll talk about it, whatever I feel like it, or like whatever I can input in my like considering what my state is right now. So sometimes you can just like stay out of it and like choose your piece, because like, you're also important, and like that happens a lot. I've blocked people, I've deleted social media just to stay out of a controversy or stay out of a thing, because like मेरो आफ्नो trauma चलिरहेछ यार.
This is how not real internet is क्या. अनि क्या ब्याकल्यास आइरहेको हुन्छ बेला बेला, ओ यार के हो भइरहेको हुन्छ, अनि त्यसपछि डिएक्टिभेट गरेर बस्यो नि केही पनि भइरहेको हुँदैन क्या. नर्मल छ त सबै कुरा होइन. सो इट्स जस्ट इट्स सच अ वियर्ड अनरियल, इट्स नट रियल. इन्टरनेटको अप्रिसिएसन, इन्टरनेटको के अरे ब्याकल्यास, इन्टरनेटको एङ्गर, नथिङ इज भ्यालिड होइन. इट्स के भन्छ, यु जस्ट डु योर जब एन्ड यु मुभ अन.
If something is like right in your reach, and like then you take some action, that is far more important, or like far more effective than what you just write on internet. You can just write and get off.
Sometimes I don't get how like people who are in the highlight, they get forced to say certain things. अब केही निस्केकै छैन, निस्केको छैन, लको बारेमा के निस्केको छैन, फर्स्ट DM मा आउँछ now or never हुन्छ नि.
like never.
There's another option, later. Just because it rhymes, just because it starts with the same word n doesn't mean
that's the only option.
लेख्ने तरिका पनि हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ. if somebody is genuinely feeling about it, अनि उसकै कोही पर्छ भए चाहिँ राम्रोसित लेख्छ. तर त्यो वोक मेन्टालिटी के अहिले नै तिमीले गरेनौ भने नाउ और नेभर हुन्छ नि, त्यस्तो खालको किन शेयर गरौँ बिर्स हुन्छ मलाई.
And sometimes you also would like to have a proper information about it, right? Like I wouldn't talk about it immediately just because there's like a like backlash or like a big movement going on in the internet. I would also like to make my own opinion. I don't want to support just like your opinion. थोड़ी ना भेड़ा जस्तो like majority ले यो कुरा गर्दैछ, so यसैमा it's not like I would like to develop, I'd like to get more information, I'd like to take my time, I'd like to make my own stand. So त्यही
भएर अहिलेसम्म I can't decide Sirauya कि Rabi. Not enough information out there. दुईटा पासपोर्ट हो कि दुईटा नागरिकता.
तर तिनवटा मुड हुँदो रहेछ मेरो. एउटा चाहिँ आइ एम किपिङ अप टु डेट विथ एभ्रिथिङ होइन, अनि अर्को मुड चाहिँ म आफै यस्तो खुसी छु, म किन स्याड कुरा पोस्ट गर्ने, अनि अर्को कुरा मलाई रिस उठ्छ किन मै सेयर गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ नि, एम आई एन्टाइटल्ड टु यु खालको के.
that happens.
You don't have to take
bro.
it.
You don't have to
and
take
so
it.
the thing is कस्तो हुन्छ भने the audience होइन, or like the people on the internet होइन, they would like to believe that they have some kind of power over people होइन, and that's why they do this. Okay? If they tell you something and then you do it, they feel a little bit powerful. त्यो के अरे पावर ट्रिप हो क्या मान्छेहरूको होइन. अनि द्याट्स वाइ लाइक क्यान्सल गरौँ अथवा हुन्छ नि यसलाई फेमस बनाइदिउँ. लाइक पिपल गो थ्रु दिस पावर ट्रिप. इफ यु जस्ट मान्दैनौ भने लाइक देल मुभ अन टु समवन एल्स. They'll only attack people who they believe they can influence or manipulate. अनि यो such a के अरे यो the troll culture develop भएको छ नि त, and these are trolls on the internet होइन. So they like to believe that they have power on people, and they'll try to manipulate you. I'm telling you, if you just don't respond होइन, if you just don't respond, they'll move on to somebody else who will respond to it. So that's it.
I've seen like a lot of famous celebrities just turn off the comments and like get on with their lives, and like just like 2-3 महिना पछाडि they just turn on the comments. It's over by then. Just do that actually.
I think Gen Z हरू जुन चाहिँ छ नि, I think they're hypocrites as well.
And it's not a Gen Z problem. It's everybody.
I think they're a bit whitewashed in terms of, let's suppose, okay, I get how everything is going around the world, होइन, तर नेपालभित्र लेट्स सपोज भोलि बजेट निस्किरहेछ भए, भोलि लेट्स सपोज ठुलो जुनुस छ भए, द्याट माइट हुन्छ नि, भोलि राजतन्त्र ल्याउँछ कि मोनार्की हुन्छ कि डेमोक्रेसी हुन्छ थाहा छैन, जुन चाहिँ जुनुसले थाहा छैन, त्यो कुरा चाहिँ कसैलाई सेयर गर्नु छैन, कसैलाई मतलब छैन, तर उतापट्टि वेस्टतिर के भइरहेछ त्यो चाहिँ सेयर गरिरहेछ कि समटाइम्स द्याट्स लाइक रियली जस्तो लाग्छ कहिलेकाहीँ मलाई पनि.
Again, I don't think it's a Gen Z problem. We did it too.
हाम्रो
पालामा like we were very very worried about what.
I remember when I was a teenager, I talked about pay gap, and I didn't have any job. And there's actually literal chaupadi happening in my own country, and more like most women are not even in the workforce. And I was complaining about pay gaps. That's pretty hypocritical.
Hypocritical. All generations, dude. All of these generations.
I think age सँग चाहिँ we get to this one age which is like early Gen Z छ हैन त्यो एजमा. So we're just like having sudden interest in everything, and suddenly we feel like there's a larger world out there. So we don't want to talk about this world. I think we want to be more important to the larger world out there. So that's why this more interest of like global.
Yeah. So like after a few years, the Gen Z will reach alikati older huncha and they'll act like millennials now. And the Gen Alpha will act like Gen Z today. And so it's a cycle that continues.
Yeah, I remember this whole thing when Trump was running for election for the first time. Not my president, but हाम्रो केटाहरु. And I was like, yeah, not our president.
Not our president, yeah. Yeah, Trump, yeah. Like 8 years ago, we were talking about Trump all the time when he first ran for the president. It was none of our concern. I know. And so it's an age thing rather than Gen Z thing.
तपाईहरुलाई सबभन्दा रमाइलो लाग्ने हुन्छ नि, सुन्न मिल्ने अब जस्तै र्यान्टहरु के हो, र्यान्ट इन टर्म्स अफ कन्फ्लिक्ट हेर्न चाहिँ सबभन्दा रमाइलो कुन छ? फर मी इट्स जेन्डर पे ग्याप बट इन एनबिए के. It's
very niche, very specific,
होइन, because lot of women जुन चाहिँ वर्क फेमिनिस्टहरु आउँछ लाइक हुन्छ नि केटीहरुलाई पे एक्स्ट्रा गर्नुपर्छ. बट डु यु वाच WNBA पहिला? होइन त्यही सोध्छु क्या त्यो पिपलहरुलाई. अनि इट्स नट लेट्स सपोज के भन्छ उसको कुरा पनि होइन जस्तो लाग्छ. इट्स मोर अफ लाइक फाइनेन्सियल. इट्स जस्ट WNBA ले त्यो पैसै उठाउन सक्दैन दिनलाई as much as the NBA जस्तो लाग्छ. This is my thought, होइन. तर it's so enjoy त्यो ट्विटरमा के they're going on and on, होइन. It's so fun. अब चुप लाएर बस्ने हेर्ने यस्तो भइरहेछ यस्तो भनेछ भन्दाखेरि. For you guys, what it is? What is it?
What do you like?
त्यस्तो हेर्न मन लाग्छ.
कसको घर जलेको हेर्न मन लाग्छ?
I would say Apurva versus Newar community.
तिमी पनि नराम्रोसँग पिले थियो ब्रो त्यति बेला. म नदेखाएर मेरो मम्मीले देखेर आत्तिले फोन गर्नु भएको थियो. बिचरा आयुष भाइलाई त्यस्तो भनेछ है नारले त.
No, त्यस्तो के छ? त्यस के छ?
रिसेन्ट के छ? रमाइलो के भइरहेछ रिसेन्ट?
I haven't online debatesमा त I have not paid any attention at all.
मेरोमा चाहिँ I think transgenders trying to compete in women's sports.
Oh yeah, I don't talk about it because I don't feel like it's my place to talk about it, but I'd love to get more information on it. I'm also very interested to know more about that. Earlysamma चाहिँ I don't have a
on the same thought. My like the best
what best?
See, it was so funny. The boxing thing. She was not even trans.
It was the Olympics. Oh, okay.
She was not even. She was just a woman. It was funny. It was funny to see all these people who said feminism is a cancer suddenly turned into women rights activists.
Just because your testosterone is high doesn't make you a male. Okay?
Yeah.
High थियो. हाई थियो अनि मोर देन अ नर्मल वुमन वुड हेभ ह्याड होइन सो त्यो इन्फर्मेसन चाहिँ के आएको थियो भने ऊ बायोलोजिकली वुमेन नै हो होइन मलाई चाहिँ यस्तोमा के लाग्छ भने बायोलोजिकली इफ युआर अ म्यान and then you convert and then you go to women's sport and then compete, there's a big problem because once you go in combat sports I know it's now not about competition, it's about each other's life.
What do you think about chess? I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck your argument up. What do you think about chess?
Shit. As I was saying. So यसमा चाहिँ माइक टाइसनले पनि भनेछ it's also like it's like having steroids for कतिजनाले भन्छ even though you get के भन्छ वुमेनलाई अब त्यो केटालाई केटीहरूको hormones दिन्छ your physical size, your physical जुन चाहिँ body छ नि it's still हुन्छ नि much stronger, so that gives you advantage. So once that blows अनि त्यसपछि त्यो मान्छेलाई केही भयो भने कसले रिस्पोन्सिबिलिटी लिन्छ बरु अर्कै छुट्टै कम्युनिटी
it's so weird to talk about it because I have no interest in sports, right? The last time I was athletic was when I was running away from responsibilities. The only balls I play with is I know. So I'm so uninterested in sports that like I find it very stupid. The whole sports thing, the entirety of like the competition, it's just stupid.
No, why Sunumna?
Huh?
Your reasoning.
Why are you competing? Why like I'm better than that? Okay, so it's football. It's so like I watch people going at like football. अस्तिसम्म यही प्लेयर राम्रो के अरे क्लब फुटबल हुन्छ नि त्यही प्लेयर राम्रो लाग्छ अनि त्यसपछि युरो कप हुन्छ नि त्यही प्लेयर राम्रो लाग्दैन उसलाई अब सडनली एनिमी हो अरे लाइक अल दे आर सपोर्टिङ इज टी सर्ट्स all they are supporting is t-shirts.
Last but the conversation is Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah. So like हामीले जित्यो नि तैँले कहिले खेलिस् बे तैँले कहिले खेलिस् 4 बजीसम्म बियर खाएर भोलि बिहान 12 बजी उठेर चाहिँ हामीले जित्यो होइन तिनीहरूले जित्यो हो I just find it very weird that the fascination that people have with sports and how attached they get.
Pride.
The pride. So weird that is your source of pride, really? केही गर्न बरु.
Do you watch sports?
Yeah. I am pretty. No, because my defense for that is like obviously I play that sport, so if I am really into that, I'll probably
then allowed.
Yeah, so I learned from them. So each and everything, like even my mental health, it's really connected to the sports that I play. So it's really malai chai ananda lagcha. I play the sports, I watch the sports.
I have a theory why men love sports and especially football so much.
Why?
Because like watching football, like I've watched men watch football. I know. It's so
very weird हुन्छ होला तिमीलाई फुटबल हेर्न लिएर गयो भने त
dude,
all friends are watching a TV and you're like
people.
them.
I'm seriously watching people. They are so connected, so expressive, and it's real emotions. And my theory is men are not allowed to emote at any other place. You know, they are not allowed to show like real emotion ni ta अरू ठाउँमा गरेर हुन्छ नि त एन्ड द्याट इज द ओन्ली प्लेस दे आर अलाउड टु एक्सप्रेस होइन एन्ड दे गो फुल अन आई हेभ वाच्ड मेन क्राई एट फुटबल म्याचेस बिकज दे कान्ट क्राई एट एनी अदर प्लेस होइन हि इज नट क्राइङ एट द म्याच हि इज क्राइङ बिकज हिज फादर नेभर हग्ड हिम and that part I find beautiful. And I find it beautiful. And this it's just like, okay, men have some place where they can be vulnerable. होइन अनि द्याट इज माई थियरी द्याट्स इट
It's nice actually.
and there are women too as like watching football but they are not as invested in the match. They're like yeah गरेर हुन्छ केटा dude गोल मात्रै हान्यो they were supposed to do that but yeah like it's because all these emotions that they've
Bottled up
never
emotions.
allowed to express at other places and then एकैचोटि culminate भएर मेसीले गोल हान्दा निस्किन्छ no I love that.
Have you guys seen like why Rolex do not sponsor football as like football leagues or
Because they're smart.
What?
No. Kidding.
Because I think के भनेछ भने because they're targeting wealthy people right na and त्यसपछि football is very out for a lot of people and you can even play it for free right na so उनीहरुको त्यो status
That's their problem. You can play football for free. You love it. Love capitalism, man.
People can play anything for free. They just say
But
one
golf
X
is
bet ma haldu.
expensive.
So they don't play for free.
So yeah, but yeah, see, there are rich games and there are poor games. Right? And the way you differentiate between rich games and poor games is the ball to field ratio, the size of ball to size of field. Right? So के भन्छ यो football is middle class. हैन बल यत्रो हुन्छ फिल्ड त्यत्रो हुन्छ हैन a poor game is table tennis, rich game is lawn tennis,
golf
golf is the ultimate rich किनकि यत्रो छ बल and the field is like
I think
Biga.
also another thing that determines is like time. Golf खेल्दाखेरि आरामले खेल्छ नि त. It's like किनकि हतारै छैन because that's a rich person. There's nowhere to be. It's like meeting भोलि छ. Right? And the football is like ल छिटो गोली हालेर हिँडिहाल.
Also how white their clothes are.
Yes, the white cloth.
How white the clothes are determines how rich the game is.
Yeah.
Golf my everybody plays white लगाएर हैन. See cricket 2020 poor game. They're colorful. Test match all white.
What about F1 then? F1
What is F1?
Formula 1.
F1 is that they it's when accident turns into sports.
What?
Road accidents. It's like
What? You're kidding, right?
No, it's not like it's a car race.
Okay.
For sports, we'll try not to kill ourselves, Aza.
So they spend a lot of money to race. अनि उनीहरुको कार नि different हुन्छ, not just like normal car जस्तो. So त्यस्तै हो race. It's a race को I don't know how to explain it better.
I have no idea. F1 त मलाई थाहा छैन.
I think rich people really want to crash.
No, यस्तो फेरि it's not rich people playing, it's rich people investing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
And then players get rich त्यसरी, which is interesting.
I mean, it's either death or like money.
क्या गर्ने त्यत्रो पैसाले.
योजना दिदीको पनि मलाई कन्टेन्ट एकदम मन लाग्छ because I think
Thank you.
you have like कस्तो भने Brett Cooper खालको हैन, but at the same time you have your own comedy के हैन. She talks about social issues, she talks about हुन्छ नि a lot of things, but these are हजुरकै उसबाट के. So in terms of तपाईको अहिले what is your हुन्छ नि topic that you really love making video about?
अहिले I think I'm thinking of next episode चाहिँ तीजको बारेमा सोचिरहेको थिएँ. Because every time Teej आउँछ and then everyone has so much problem with how women are celebrating Teej. And even government is like धेरै तडक भडक नगरिकन तीज नमनाउनु होला. I'm like तँ चुप लाग न त. वर्षभरि ट्रमा देश तँ चुप लाग.
रोड बना यार तीज.
त रोड बना. लाइक त्यो त मलाई पनि हुन्छ नि लाइक एभ्री टाइम सवारी धरी यति तडक भडकको साथ चाहिँ सवारी नगरिदिनु होला. मलाई पनि भन्न मन लाग्छ नि. मैले के भनेको छैन नि, म चुप लागेर जामा बसिरहेको छु नि. एभ्री टाइम हाउ इज तीज सरकारको के अरे सरकारको विषय हो कि हाउ women are celebrating these. I get that very I find it very disturbing. It's like one chart छ this like women come together and I love these because that's the only time I've seen my mother and my Zeus very happy. Because dads are not in the picture. It's like right. And then I've seen a lot of women like it's like I'm even as I age, you know, I also really want to be part of these, you know. It's like just call up my girlfriends and like have brunch together and I want to celebrate it, but I want to celebrate it with the people I love however I want to. The Sarkar doesn't need to be like धेरै तडक भडक नगर्नु होला. It's like we know, chill. तँलाई लागिरह तडक भडक. Just because I'm wearing रातो साडी and all that, it's like मलाई चाहिँ एकदम रिस उठ्छ कि everyone has so much opinion about कि how women should celebrate these. So that really boils my blood. You can see that. I think my vein पप हुँदैछ यतातिर.
मलाई सबभन्दा सरप्राइजिङ एन्ड सबभन्दा वो मोमेन्ट चाहिँ कहाँ लाग्छ नि when people can dance in heels. I'm like मेरो यहाँ इन्जुरी भइरहेछ बास्केटबल खेलेर with हुन्छ नि normal shoes and they're dancing in heels like hello जस्तो हुन्छ.
Women empowerment, नारी शक्ति.
अब हिल लगाएर नाच्यो साच्यो इट्स लाइक खुट्टा उनीहरूको दुख्छ इट्स ओके लाइक बट इमेजिन इफ सरकार भोलि काम छ भने हिल लगाएर ननाचिदिनु होला. आई थिङ्क मोर वुमेन बी लाइक फक यु हामी त नाच्छौँ हिल लगाएर नाच्छौँ भोकै नाचिरहेको छ तिमीलाई हिलको कुरा खुट्टा त पछि दुख्छ उसको पेट अलरेडी दुखिसकेको छ.
But government जे statement दिन्छ they never come with a explanation, they just come with statements. TikTok banned, please not celebrate गरेर राम्रोसित like no why किन कस्तो कहीँ पनि आउँदैन जस्तो लाग्छ.
एकदम यो मोरालिटीको कुरा लाइक सी मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भने सरकार कहिले पनि मोरालिटीको हिसाबमा चल्नु हुँदैन. लाइक सरकारको आफ्नो एउटा स्ट्यान्ड हुनुपर्छ एन्ड लाइक थिङ्स लजिकको हिसाबमा चल्नुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ. एटलिस्ट द ल सिस्टम एन्ड द गभर्मेन्ट दे सुड नेभर ल्याच अन कि मोरली के हो वाला. लाइक मोरालिटी लाइक कम्युनिटीले आफै बिल्ड गर्छ राइट. लाइक के मोरल के इमोरल लाइक इट्स फर द people to decide. It's for the citizens to decide and like leave
and discuss.
Right, but when sarkar comes to morality, it's like it's enforcing and that's not nice.
Who's the politician that you hate the most?
Who do I even love? Like who do I like? I don't like anyone. It's like all I've been like so hypocrite and like even the politicians like who we've had so much hope about because they're like apparently young and we thought are like great people turned out to be dumb fucks. Like
young people tend to be dumb.
It's like
any specific examples?
I've said that enough in my YouTube. It's just disappointing. I'm not even like I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. It's just that's where it's coming from. It's like, you know, you thought like for longest time we thought like हाम्रो नेताहरूले पढेको छैन and then that's why they make these dumb decisions and like हाम्रो नेताहरू बुढा छन् यस्ता यस्ता. Like for 10 years 15 years we've made fun of that and then we finally got some पढे लेखेको young नेता and उनीहरू पनि त्यही नै गर्दैछन् and we feel betrayed. Like करप्ट चाहिँ भएर त्यस्तो रहेछ. करप्सनले चाहिँ पढेको नपढेको कुन एजमा छ त्यो हेर्दैन रहेछ. सो आई ओपनिङ मोमेन्ट भइरहेछ हामीलाई अहिले.
तर करप्सन गर्दाखेरि पनि खोलेर गर्छ कि हुन्छ नि. दे विल नट हाइड इट. इट्स लाइक यस्तो किसँग गरिदिन्छ न्युजमै आउने गरी कि
त्यो चाहिँ स्मार्ट नभएर
बजेटको खोइ के भइरहेछ सबै आइरहेछ चट्टा लाएर लाइक हेलो हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो हुन्छ. तर आई थिङ्क मान्छे पोलिटिसियन्सहरूले इफ दे कुड सेल लेट्स सपोज ए भिजन टु पिपल मोर आई थिङ्क उनीहरूको डिसिजन्स वुड बी हुन्छ नि मोर अग्रिएबल टु पिपल जस्तो लाग्छ. फर इक्जाम्पल अब आई डोन्ट नो इफ दिस इज राइट अर रङ तर त्यो न्युरोहरूको त्यो खुल्लाउन खोजिरहेछ नि. आई थिङ्क देयर ट्राइन टु मेक इट लाइक युरोप के वेयर द स्ट्रिट्स आर एकदम खुल्ला. अब इफ यु आर ट्राइन टु सेल द्याट sell the idea first then make the statement.
See, the people who live there, the people who walk the street every day, you have to convince them.
Exactly.
Right? You can't just be like, oh, मेरो vision नै बुझेन. बुझाउ नि त. Vision बुझाउ. Explain it. And like have a healthy discussion. Prove your point. That's why you're there. You can't just like intention राम्रै छ भने पनि you have to make people, because this is democracy. We're not like autocracy मा त छैनौँ हामी, or dictatorship मा त छैनौँ हामी. It's a democracy. You have to respect that. The respect goes both ways ni ta. So if you have a vision and then your heart is in the right place, you have to be able, you have like you're the leader, right? And the leader should like leadership ko
fundamental
quality is that you keep everyone in the loop, and then you convince your team, and we're in the team, right? We're off for it. And then you're saying that you have great intentions, you've good intention, this is for the good. Then you have to convince the team member that okay, this is a good idea. So that's where people are lacking, and you can't be arrogant about it. Seriously, you can't be like, oh, tale buzinas no dancers. No, you can't be like,
बुझाउन सकेन.
बुझाउन सकेन.
I think you guys are the perfect people to actually be like, this is what is supposed to be said. And there shouldn't be barriers. And हामीले recent case देखेँ नि where दुईटा Facebook statement लेख्ने बित्तिकै they were jailed.
No, fuck that.
I was like, what?
I was not shocked, to be honest.
This has happened before.
Yeah, we let it happen. It's on us, Thajo. It's on us.
त्यही हो क्या अब. See, people let it happen to rappers. People let it happen to comedians. Now it's happening to people. You know. So that is why we've been talking about freedom of speech for so long. It was never just about us, right? Like if freedom of speech is curtailed, it's curtailed for everybody. Like, yes, they made someone who made a joke a culprit, then that will happen to everybody. We made a lot of jokes about a lot of people. We can be criminal भनिदिन सक्छ हैन. So that's why we have to fight for freedom of speech हैन. So मलाई त म त के सम्म भन्छु नि, freedom of speech is at the top of it, because that's what allows other freedoms to exist. हैन. Freedom of speech allows other freedoms to exist, because if you can't even say that this is my right, then how do you get it? हैन. So yeah, मलाई त त्यही नै लाग्छ. This is sad, and that it happened to rappers, it happened to comedians, now it's happening to people, and it's gonna happen to a lot more people.
म सोचिरहेको थिएँ कसरी चाहिँ सेलेक्ट गर्यो होला कि
Because everyone is talking shit about them, right? I know. कसले select गर्यो अरे?
Now I want to know, what did they write? How funny was that joke?
I write a lot of things about politicians. I was like, shit.
Yeah, made me think like म पनि YouTube को भिडियोहरु अलिकति हाइड गरेर राख्नुपर्छ हैन. But then I realized they're not going to take a woman seriously, so गाह्रो छ. अनि तर मैले देखेँ थियो अनि त्यसपछि I was like, oh yeah, I knew this was coming. I was not surprised, साच्चै भन्ने भने, because these things have happened before, अनि like we kind of failed protecting that. So like it's about time we like go all about it, protesting. We can't let that happen again. Like at some point it has to end, Nita. So yeah.
अस्ति पनि ठ्याक्क अब सुदीप दाईहरू इन्डेप स्टोरी नेपाली कमेन्ट उनीहरूले त कस्तो कस्तो बनाएर हुन्छ नि त. अनि आई आस्क देम, अनि उनीहरूले चाहिँ देयर स्टिल रिलाइङ अन देम सेल्फ्स टु बी अनेस्ट हुन्छ नि. दे आर अन अ मिसन होइन. दे नो कुनै पनि पोइन्टमा दे क्यान गेट फ्रेम्ड भनेर होइन. एन्ड देन अस्ति चाहिँ फर्स्ट टाइम इट काइन्ड अफ स्पार्क जस्तो भयो कि वेयर दाइले चाहिँ एउटा भिडियो बनाएको थियो अनि सबै नम्बर्सहरू राखिदियो कि लाइक आई थिङ्क दे वाज पब्लिक नम्बर्स. अनि संसदमा फर्स्ट टाइम लाइक रवि लायन छानेले मेरोमा यति यति कल आयो भनेर भनेछ कि. अनि ओके द्याट्स मेकिङ अ डिफरेन्स.
I love that.
त्यो नै भएन भने त अनि त्यसपछि वाइ आर वी हुन्छ नि डेमोक्रेसी. वी क्यान बी प्रिचिङ डेमोक्रेसी त्यसरी.
That is a big part, that's the thing that I've been saying at a lot of podcasts, buddy. I know that electing a good person is only half of democracy. And the other half is check and balance. And it's our responsibility. And so 5 वर्षसम्म चाहिँ civic engagement भयो भने मात्रै democracy works, नत्र it doesn't work. हैन किनकि absolute power corrupts absolutely. Power corrupts. Anybody who we vote and put in a place of power has incredible chances of corrupting. हैन हामीले चाहिँ check and balance मा राख्ने हो. हैन अनि that is the other half of democracy के हामी चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म के गरिरहेको छ भने okay we voted the right person, okay now our job is done. Like our job is not done. And we have to complete the other part as well, which is check and balance, civic engagement. हैन so like asking questions. And why are we not demanding more town halls? हैन like a lot of new young politicians said that they will make things transparent. They did it for a while and now they're not doing it anymore.
Because we stopped talking about it.
Because we stopped asking questions. And of course there's shady shit happening there. It always does. There's too much money involved. Why are we not demanding the transparency that they said they will give? हैन हामीले सोध्न छोड्यो नि त हामीले सोध्न छोडिसकेपछि त तिनीहरूलाई बाल हैन
अस्ति मैले इन्स्टाग्राममा पनि लेखेको थिएँ कि लाइक द पिपल द बिग 3 हैन शुड always fear the big we the public हैन even in like you could see yo in Bangladesh in Sri Lanka के भयो हैन we could see that तर it's hard to believe them के अब last year त्यही मान्छे आयो यो गर्छु भन्छ यो मान्छे त्यो आयो but we know why you're changing, you know why you're here हुन्छ नि you're just going to change the cases हुन्छ नि किनकि उसको केसेस खोल्न थाल्यो भने त टन्नै केसेस छ we know what cases are they हुन्छ नि अनि त्यो ल चेन्ज गर्नलाई I know you're gonna change that law भनेर के so it's like के गर्ने कि I have no hope to be honest जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई
it's त्यस्तो होपलेस सिचुएसन नै छैन हैन like I do believe that we just जुन अस्ति जुन इन डेप्थ स्टोरीले फोन नम्बर्स हाल्दै and we started calling and telling people telling the leaders that we elected हैन hey you gotta do this के अरे यो चाहिँ नराम्रो हुँदैछ you have to stop this हैन that is democracy हैन अनि as long as we keep doing that things will get better. त्यति चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ हैन किनकि that is the only way किनकि if you just elect people, give them power and then don't look at them अनि त्यो त corrupt त भइहाल्छ नि it's just simple mathematics.
I know you talk about हुन्छ नि Nepalese हुन्छ नि youth should stay in Nepal जस्तो कुरा I think तपाईको सेगमेन्टमा मैले देखेको थिएँ हैन so what do you believe yourself that हुन्छ नि these are the things that might help youths be like there's still hope in the country?
You can get foreign remote jobs in in their pay scale.
And त्यो अलिकति weird भन्दा नि like it's not as simple as like I think that people should stay in the country हैन like I do think that going abroad and getting that exposure and getting that education is incredibly beneficial not just for them but also for the country हैन so त्यो गरे like त्यो part छ I'm not saying that people should stay in the country भनेर चाहिँ हैन that हुन्छ नि see बाहिरको मान्छेहरू आफ्नै देशमा बसेर देश प्रगति भएको हैन हैन people travel around all the time हैन it's just that the helplessness comes to the fact comes from the feeling that हामीले गर्न मिल्ने केही पनि छैन हैन जब कि I think that हामीले गर्न मिल्ने धेरै कुराहरू छ it's just not as easy and it's not straightforward हैन so let's say बाटोमा खाल्डाखुल्डी धेरै छ simple problem हैन there are places that you can call and there are places you can complain and there are actions you can take as a citizen and it's going to be difficult it's going to be a lot of trouble they'll make you go through lot of loops हैन but मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ नि as citizens we have to be willing to do it and I understand that not everybody has that privilege होइन. Some people are in such situations that they can't afford that time, होइन. तर जे गर्न सकिन्छ एज सिटिजन्स टु किप द गभर्मेन्ट इन चेक त्यो चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ. कसैले धेरै गर्छन् होला, कसैले थोरै गर्छन् होला, तर गर्नु चाहिँ पर्छ होला, होइन. सो सिम्पल हुन्छ. त्यो के अरे अस्ति भर्खर राष्ट्रले एउटा उ गरेको थियो नि, द्याट बाटोमा खाल्डाखुल्डी छ नि, त्यहाँ एक्सिडेन्ट भयो एन्ड देन यु गट इन्जर्ड, देन यु यु क्यान गेट कम्पेन्सेसन, होइन. द्याट इज अ ब्रिलियन्ट पिस अफ इन्फर्मेसन, होइन. किनकि हाउ मेनी पिपल यु नो, लाइक हाउ मेनी केसेस द्याट यु नो त्यस्तो भएको, होइन. बट डु वी डु इट? मै हो, आई एम अ विक्टिम, आई डिडन्ट डु एनिथिङ त्यो बेला, थाहा थिएन, होइन. बट इफ आई टुक एक्सन, होइन, then I would have got that thing fixed and also gotten compensation, and त्यसपछि the thing would be better, right? And I know a friend who did that though, होइन. Accident भएको थियो, he got his leg broken, होइन, and then he sued the government, got money, and got that fixed, होइन. अनि त्यो भनेको one person doing one thing, होइन. Imagine a lot of people doing the same thing, and बाटोको उ त इट्स अ स्मल इक्जाम्पल, and we can do that for everything. त्यो हुन्छ ए ला यस्तै त भयो, ल बत्ती गइदियो अरे, होइन, ल यार बत्ती गइदियो यार भनेर चुप लगाएर नबस्ने, होइन. अनि यस्तो, अनि कस्तो नि, इट्स नट इभन ड्युटी क्या, इट्स आवर राइट, टेक इट भन्ने मात्रै हो. डोन्ट डु इट बिकज यु वान्ट टु बी अ गुड सिटिजन, डु इट बिकज इट्स यर फकिङ राइट, यु डिजर्भ इट. जति पनि सर्भिसेस गभर्मेन्टले प्रमिस गरेको छ तिमीले पाइरहेको छैनौ भने इट्स यर फकिङ राइट, यु पे ट्याक्सेस, होइन. यु हेभ टु आस्क फर इट. अनि त्यो गर्ने त्यो हुन्छ नि, त्यो कन्फिडेन्सको कुरा जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई. इफ यु आर जस्ट कन्फिडेन्ट इनफ टु आस्क फर वाट इज राइटफुल्ली आवर्स, आई थिङ्क द कन्ट्री विल गो बेटर. अनि त्यो द होपलेसनेस किन छ भन्दा चाहिँ पिपल डोन्ट नो वाट टु डु अबाउट समथिङ, होइन. अनि इट्स नट इजी, बट देयर आर लट अफ थिङ्स वी क्यान डु.
Ash दाइले भर्खर sue भन्यो, and I think that's such an American thing.
I'll sue you.
See, why though? Why can't it be ours?
Yeah.
Why can't it be ours? कि जहिले पनि सहेरै बस्दिने हो त? No, get justice, होइन. कन्ज्युमर राइट्स, आई एम सो के अरे राष्ट्र, लाइक आई लभ राष्ट्र for the things that he does, होइन, for the information that he puts out. He talked about consumer rights and I loved it. We take so much shit from these people selling us shit, होइन. अनि कन्ज्युमर राइट्स भन्ने कुरा छ यार, होइन. प्र्याक्टिस इट. इफ यु थिङ्क एज एउटा पसलेले तिमीलाई 2 रुपियाँ महँगो लियो एमआरपीमा भन्यो भने यु क्यान कम्प्लेन पिपल एन्ड यु क्यान गेट शट द्याट सिट डाउन. डु इट, it's your right.
I get scammed a lot. It's like online shopping or better.
Just don't take shit.
I think यहाँ मुद्दा लाउने भनेपछि पुलिससँग बोलाउने भनेपछि इट्स सो डिस्टेन्ट जस्तो लाग्छ कि नेपालमा. दे हेभ टु थिङ्क गर्ने र पुलिसलाई भन्ने जस्तो हुन्छ कि. बट बाहिर इट्स लाइक हुन्छ नि, ट्याग लाइन 911 हुन्छ कि.
Yes, because people are just getting used to having rights.
Yeah.
For the longest time we were made to believe that we didn't deserve anything. For the longest time we were made to believe that we didn't deserve anything. के अरे राजाले त म भगवान हो, तिमीहरू के अरे दास हौ अनि भनेर आइम जस्ट दुःख पाइरहेछ, हजुर हजुर गर्दै बसिरहेको. वी डिडन्ट बिलिभ वी डिजर्भड एनिथिङ. अब we have to believe that we deserve good things in life. We deserve electricity, we deserve food, we deserve basic human decency, and if we are not getting it, we have to take it.
I think बाहिरको लागि I think it's also the movies itself. Okay, everything is 911.
Yeah. I would love to have that phone number. No, we wish we could just call like 100 and this like things come like it's in ma.
Ambulance cost $100,000.
If you just look at
I think like just जसरी 911 is so accessible to everyone नि त. अनि you know the action is going, like there's a rapid action पनि भइहाल्छ, and then you know that okay there's someone who's taking it seriously wala hamro चाहिँ you have to go there and it's like no they come to you ni da so the fact that we have to go there and you चाहिँ हाम्रो बानी मा पनि पर्दैन we feel like that's extra effort we have to put that's why people are more hesitant using our rights so actually it could be a good for our government also okay we can like there could be some kind of system we can make to make this more accessible to everyone
it's 100 त आउँछ हैन I've used 100 and yeah
I've never used 100
you haven't used 100
never
no 100
we don't know के भएर के हुने वाला छ like
what see
what are they gonna tell us
no, you don't even have to interact you just call 100 and say okay त्यहाँनिर यस्तो भइरहेछ and then you get phone off गरिदिनु भयो हैन अफ नि गर्नु पर्दैन
दिमागमा फोन इन्गेज हुन्छ कि
दिमागमै फोन इन्गेज आउँछ जस्तो लाग्छ है या
no 100 is good
yeah good
yeah
people should know that I don't think a lot of people know कि
100
serious
is good
it's a serious thing
नेपालको के अरे the RTI system is pretty good right to information you can
right to information मतलब you can just call them and ask and they have to
मलाई यो इन्फर्मेसन चाहियो then they have to give it to you हैन so RTI is good के अरे कन्ज्युमर राइट्सको लागि पनि लाइक there's pretty good system in place it's just that nobody uses it there are good systems in place हैन अनि people don't use it so the people who are placed there get अलिकति lazy हैन अनि त्यसपछि and then it gets inefficient so हुन्छ त्यो vicious साइकलमा गइदिरहेछ क्या हैन सो त्यसलाई एफिसिएन्ट बनाउनलाई पनि हामीले युज गर्न थाल्नुपर्छ हैन सो वान गुड एक्जाम्पल इज हेलो सरकार लाइक अहिले कस्तो थाहा छैन बट इन द फर्स्ट फ्यु इयर्स अफ हेलो सरकार इट वाज इन्क्रेडिबली एफिसिएन्ट या मैले नै कतिवटा ठाउँमा के अरे रिपोर्ट गरेर आई गट थिङ्स फिक्स्ड
नाइस आई डिडन्ट नो म त मैले पत्तै नै राख्दिनँ कि सरकारलाई
नो हेलो सरकार वाज अ गुड क्याम्पेन फर अहिले कस्तो थाहा छैन बिकज आई हेभन्ट युज इट इन अ वाइल तर के अरे लाइक फर अ वाइल इट वाज ग्रेट आई इभन स द नम्बर्स कतिवटा के अरे कम्प्लेन्ट्सहरू फिक्स भयो भनेर
मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भने इन टर्म्स अफ ब्रेन ड्रेन हुन्छ नि half of the problem is people glamour like अब के भन्ने अब we watch Netflix we watch a lot of movies American dream is sold to us to be honest and we just अब त्यहीबाट we go out so an easy fix would be glamorize what's in Nepal if you can हैन make them see what is there for Nepal because as तपाईले भने जस्तै it's so hard के गर्ने थाहा छैन के गर्ने थाहा छ ग्ल्यामराइज गरी देखाइदियो भने त why not जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ
majority of Nepalese को लागि it's about survival see like you very के भन्ने थोरै people very limited people are thinking about glamorized life the American dream and all that most of the people where we come from is like we just want to make a living and we just want to take care of our families so म त धेरै अगाडि नै गइसक्नु पर्ने हो विदेश हैन I am very disappointed that I'm not being able to take care of my family I'm trying really hard I'm working very very hard here but every once in a while I just like okay पहिले नै गएको भए चाहिँ I think I would be like able to take care of my parents more or like okay अलिकति सम्पत्ति जोड्थ्यो होला and I'm not even that the worst case scenario there's so many people I think more than like 60% of people Nepalma it's purely about survival just to make the ends meet hand to mouth के लागि पनि बाहिर जानुपर्ने छ किनकि नेपालमा छैन my sister have been looking for a job for 2 years now उता झापामा and she's not getting the job that she deserves and she can't move places because she has a family she has a child and everything so she can't make the decision ki I'll move cities now so she has to be in the city but to place ma basera for her to find a decent job where she can where she can make a decent amount of money just to survive also त्यो पनि भइरा छैन and it's very frustrating it gets very frustrating at times and there are people with actual responsibilities who have to look after parents or who have to look after families they would like to have nice things in life because why not everybody deserves nice things in life right you would want to like a little bit of like sano nice things for yourselves and your family you want to do that but it's not like if like हाम्रो पे स्केल पनि एक त यति लो छ लाइक एन्ड कति ठाउँमा त यो मिनिमम पे स्केलभन्दा कमबाट सुरु हुन्छ जागिरहरू and it gets very frustrating at times. So I think most of the times it's purely about survival.
True.
And would love to escape that like poor lifestyle. We'd also want to have like a little bit of healthier life.
Yeah. Like jalji pani we're at a quite a privileged state. I know, like even all the things that I said that we should do something, I know that we can only do something if we have the privilege of time. I know, and so I'm not trying to say that everybody should be involved in it. I know, I'm just saying that people who can be involved should be involved bhayira chaina. I know, like people like you and me. I know, like bhanena bhane we're not in that much of a bad place. I know, our life is not that bad. We can afford to be involved in this, but we're not. Because we don't know. होइन अनि सो लाइक के अरे कस्तो भने अब मलाई त ब्रेन ड्रेन प्रब्लम नै हो जस्तो लाग्छ
त्यो छ यङ पिपलमा एकदमै छ
नो लाइक
आइज लाइक हुन्छ नि जे मलाई त यो लाइक द बिगर सिस्टर लाइक स्टप हुन्छ नि स्टप यु आर नट सपोज टु बी क्यान्सल्ड
नो दे अल कम ब्याक
मलाई चाहिँ एउटा होप चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि the young people who have been like I
thing
think they'll come back.
Thing about Nepali people is they love Nepal. Naina, and it's sad that the country is not being able to give them what they deserve. And but the Nepali people are so good that they will go out, they'll get what they deserve, and they will come back because they love their country. So we just have to wait it out.
Let's play devil's advocate, and let's suppose you go out and you make a life for yourself. Now you have to come back. Let's suppose there's no guarantee you'll get the same kind of pay plus the opportunity. Now you have already built a life there. Now why come back?
Like like they'll come back when they think that okay, they've collected enough, they've built themselves enough that now they can give back. होइन सो त्यो बेला चाहिँ आउँछन् and I have seen that happen a lot of times. And people who left the country 10-12 years ago, they are coming back and they are starting businesses here. होइन so अहिले जो गइरहेछन् they will do the same. क्या किनकि like that's a very Nepali thing to do. नेपाली को मनबाट नेपाल जाँदैन कहिले नि. They will come back and eventually, and they will create businesses, they will create opportunities. होइन it's just that I just think of it as a के अरे पढ्नलाई बाहिर गएकै हो क्या बेसिकली होइन. And it's not just university education but education about business life, होइन, how to make money, stuff like that. They'll get all that knowledge and they'll bring it back. त्यति चाहिँ विश्वास लाग्छ मलाई.
मलाई सबभन्दा रमाइलो कुरा देख्ने भने when comedians and artists go out के for tours के that's was like oh okay हुँदैछ हुन्छ नि हाम्रो इन्डस्ट्रीमा पनि केही हुँदैछ जस्तो लाग्छ, खुसी लाग्छ मनबाट. For you guys, like do you guys ever हुन्छ नि अब plan to do tours on त्यसपछि what do you see your future like for as comedians?
Yeah, like yes, definitely would like to yeah it also कसैले बोलेकै छ.
That was a long pause.
के ठुलो कुरो गर्दा बोलाएकै छैन त कसरी जाने अब. No, but it's interesting to see comedy being bigger, होइन. And I all I can hope is that the comedy thing becomes big enough that I get to do it every day. होइन. I would like to be in a we would like to reach a place where there's a comedy show happening every day. I get to go on stage every day and I just get to tell people jokes. And I don't need मलाई त त्यो I don't want I don't want to fill stadiums and stuff like that. I just want 30 people in the audience and I'll tell them jokes. होइन त्यति भए पुग्छ मलाई. But every day, yeah. Like so we would really like to reach there. With all the people that are abroad, Nepali people that are abroad, that opportunity is very interesting too. होइन किनकि अरूको पैसामा घुम्न किन कसलाई रमाइलो लाग्दैन. बट या त्यही हो हामीलाई चाहिँ कसैले बोलाएको छैन अहिलेसम्म
मलाई सबभन्दा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ चाहिँ आई थिङ्क इन्डियाको कमेडी सिन के आई थिङ्क द्याट्स रियली पपिङ होइन स्पेसली त्यो छ नि न इन्डियाज गट ल्याटेन्ट हो कि के भन्ने छ
समय राणा
द्याट इज सच अ हुन्छ नि
समय राणा हिट द नेल इन द हेड विथ द्याट शो सच अ गुड शो
बट आई थिङ्क इजन त्यस्तो शो फेरि वेस्टमा पनि छ
किल्टो नि
इट वाज के भन्छ त्यहाँ लिएर इन्डियामा स्पिन गरेर गरेको
You want to do it यता नेपालमा?
Yeah, maybe.
I think you should guys should do it.
Yeah,
really.
we were thinking
I've been telling him to do so we get crowd every week, right? We have 2 open mics. We have decent number of people in the audience, right? I've been telling him let's do improv show and like shoot it and put it out because we always have like we do improv session after the open mic. It's called riffing session and everybody like every comedian takes a topic and talks about it and it's really fun because it's not funny. It's just fun to watch
a comedian
struggle a lot.
It's sadism.
Yeah. It's and then it's so fun and then like kasto ramro vibe create huncha and then like the crowd is enjoying it so much because it's like they made and the topics are written by the crowd so they're also involved and they try to and yeah it's brutal. So I've been telling him let's
It's
do
sad.
that. It's not sad. I have fun.
Yeah, because you're not on stage.
Amma.
And like you have fun when you're not on stage.
Yeah. If I'm bombing, I'll cry. No, like.
No. We're trying to do something testai, nahi? Yeah, hero. It's at the end of the day, it's all about the cost, hero. You know how much production costs. अब त्यहाँ त it's multiple cameras चाहियो, lights चाहियो, and then yeah.
म त्यही सोचिरहेको हुन्छ तपाईँहरूको भिडियोमा पनि कति प्रोडक्सन कस्ट हुन्छ नि आफ्नै यहाँ त निस्किँदैन पडकास्टको लागि त्यत्रो सोहरूको लागि कसरी निस्किरहेछ जस्तो हुन्छ कि कहिले
निस्किँदैन नि इट्स लट अफ इट गोज आउट अफ द पकेट अनि सो द ओन्ली थिङ इज वी प्ले बाई भोल्युम होइन सो वी डु अब हुन्छ नि वी डु 30 shows अनि त्यहाँबाट आएको पैसाहरू जम्मा गऱ्यो अनि वी इन्भेस्टेड इन समथिङ त्यस्तै नै भइरहेछ
That is interesting. अस्ति त्यो इन्डियाज गट ल्याटिनमा पनि खोइ को आएको थियो आई फरगट द गर्ल्स नेम
उर्फी जावेद
उर्फी आएको थियो oh I love उर्फी जावेद so much
तो रोस्ट डान्स I was like bro लास्ट रमाइलो भएको थियो अनि फर मी पर्सनली फर्स्ट टाइम कमेडी स्ट्यान्डअप कमेडी नेपालमा इन्ट्रोड्युस भनेको विशाल दाईको फर्स्ट त्यो कमेडीको त्यो सेगमेन्ट होइन विशाल दाईले यति मुख छाडे यति आनन्द लाग्यो फर्स्ट टाइम एकजना कमेडियनले हुन्छ नि आफूले बोले जस्तै बोल्यो जस्तै भयो कि
and that is Bishal unfiltered. That's how he speaks funny. That's why it's so fun to watch it because it's natural. It's not made up. He's not trying to be someone else on stage. That's just him. That's what's so fun about it, no?
Yeah.
That's why एकदम रिदममा निस्किन्छ
अनि त्यो हामीलाई स्ट्यान्डअप कमेडीमा पनि स्ट्यान्डअप कमेडी मन पर्नुको कारण पनि त्यही नै हो क्या इट frees you so much that you don't have to pretend to be anything else. And you talk like you talk. And that's such a freeing experience. And also stage ma gaisake so you say things that you don't say otherwise. हैन किनकि अरू बेलामा अलिकति करेक्ट हुनुपर्छ स्टेजमा त जे बोल्दैन हैन अनि सो इट्स सच अ फ्रीइङ एक्सपिरियन्स यु गेट टु बी योरसेल्फ हैन स्ट्यान्ड अप इज अमेजिङ
मैले त कतिचोटि हेरिसकेँ आई जस्ट लाइक रिमेम्बर आई विल पनिश यु हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो खालको सबै याद हुन्छ इट्स भेरी हुन्छ नि भित्रबाट कसैले अलग स्ट्यान्डअप कमेडी नेपालमा कस्तो भने देखाउन मिल्यो क्या मैले त्यो चाहिँ होइन फर यु गाइज होइन इन टर्म्स अफ हु आर यर फेभरेट कमेडियन्स इन द scene not just in Nepal throughout the world and who do you guys look up to?
I look up to Ricky Gervais and Taylor Tomlinson. Taylor is my recent favorite and I'm obsessed with her. Ricky Gervais से पहिले देखि नै रमाइलो लाग्थ्यो and I really love him. नेपालमा को छ त्यस्तो I really love हाम्रो नयाँ भाइहरू.
You have to come to open mic. There are like young people with such fresh voices. The kind of comedy you haven't seen anywhere else. हैन seriously I'm not even like exaggerating. You won't see this comedy, this kind of jokes anywhere else. किनकि त्यो fresh छ, it's honest and only a young person growing up in Nepal can come up with those jokes.
Yeah. My personal favorite these days is Suruchi.
Suruchi is
Suruchi
amazing.
She's this बहिनी छ एकजना होइन अनि सी इज स्टडिङ होइन अनि ब्याचलर्स पढ्दैछ एन्ड देन सी इज सो फनी आई जस्ट लभ इट के लाइक एन्ड लाइक लट अफ हर जोक्स आर इन्सपायर्ड बाई रियल लाइफ प्रब्लम्स एन्ड सी टक्स अबाउट देम अ लट एन्ड इट्स इज सो फन टु हेभ द्याट फ्रेस पर्सपेक्टिभ कि हामी नसोचेको कुराहरू कि लाइक द टपिक्स आर भेरी सुनिसकेको टपिकहरू बट द पर्सपेक्टिभ सी ब्रिङ्स the angle she comes up with, it's so interesting to watch.
So त्यही के अरे नेपालमा त more than the comedians with experience हुन्छ नि then who have been doing it for a long time, more than that I enjoy and I love watching new comics coming up and expressing their fresh thoughts. होइन अनि like that's the thing about stand up, okay? Like it's all about uniqueness, it's all about honesty and freshness. अनि young people can bring that, होइन? So I can Rohit Tandukar is an amazing comic and he भर्खर 12 मा पढ्दैछ होइन, he's very young but like one of the freshest voice in the scene. सद्दाम मिया भन्ने छ होइन, ही इज सो फनी. के अरे सतीश कार्की अमेजिङ राइटर, अमेजिङ जोक्स. के अरे आइम फर्गेटिङ सम वान. जेनिस राम्रो छ होइन, आइम फर्गेटिङ सम वान. Who did I forget?
Check your DM.
Mention no,
but yeah, it's eti. I enjoy watching new people coming up. होइन अनि it's not just very new people मा फेरि young मात्रै छैन नि, फेरि there are older people coming too. होइन प्रशान्त पोखरेल दाई होइन, he is like he's in his mid 40s and he started just a few months ago. होइन and he has a के अरे wife and children and he comes with those stories. होइन अनि so it's such a blessing नै के to watch comedy. होइन.
Any particular, let's say, comedian ko specifics that you like?
Specifics भन्नाले?
As in, like, for example, I like Akash Singh. He can really narrate about Sikh bhancha. He can get the history of that person, okay? And that's why I am Indian. And then there's Gabriel जस्तो लाग्यो हुन्छ नि, he's like Spanish खालको. He does this, and he can do this like voices के हुन्छ नि.
And he acts out.
यस्तो रमाइलो हुन्छ. So any those kind of particular traits?
I'm a very literature guy. And I love words. And more than acting out, more than accents, and more than the physicality. I really like how words are written. And so मेरो लागि चाहिँ one of the best comedians is Seinfeld. होइन so like I am heavily influenced by Seinfeld. I'm also like I also find Bo Burnham quite incredible. That guy is a genius. अरूको छ Taylor is a great writer. So I'm more inclined towards writers than performers.
I love how rude Ricky Gervais is. I love it so much. I'm like
this is the first time we ever hearing rude people getting the full credit.
He's so rude and so transphobic. Oh my god, I love it. And no, he's
a child.
He's a child.
He's a 60-year-old child.
And then like for him, like I just love that the amount of guts he have to say all the things that he does. And he's charming also.
Yeah. He's just a 60-year-old child. Like I remember this clip and that summarizes who Ricky Gervais is. He's shooting for something and there is a midget person, a midget person who's in a suit of like a frog suit. होइन अनि Ricky Gervais is just he's sitting right here and that summarizes who Ricky Gervais is. Yes, it is funny. It's a midget in a frog suit.
But कस्तो मजा आउँदो रहेछ when comedians can voice out your opinions that you cannot voice out yourself. Okay? फर इक्जाम्पल अब म मेरो साथीहरूको बिचमा चाहिँ यो कुरा गर्छु यार हामीले यो सपोर्ट गर्छ भन्छ तर कसैले त्यो पब्लिकमा भन्दैन तर त्यही कुरा कमेडियनले भन्यो भने ओए हुन्छ कि द्याट्स व्हाट आई फिल लाइक एन्ड्रु स्कल इज फर मी होइन ब्रो हेज द हुन्छ नि मोस्ट जे पाए त्यही भनिदिन्छ बट यु क्यान हुन्छ नि सम हाउ गेट अवे विथ इट एन्ड स्टिल मेक पिपल
and it's just I don't know, I think Mark Twain said it, comedy is the art of getting away with it. It's just you see the most weirdest, stupidest, wrong thing, and if you can get away with it, then you're doing comedy.
That's where Apurva failed. He could not get away with it. He did the opposite. He went inside the drink.
Sad but true.
So is it his fault or the audience fault?
I think partly his fault as well.
मैले भने अब लयर लिएर जा भनेर होइन पुलिसले साइन गर्ने नि छोडिदिने भनेको छ
पुलिसले फोन गरेर आउनु नि तपाईँ केही हुँदैन साइन गरिदिनु अनि जानु भनेर त गएर
लयर लिएर जा भनेको थिएँ मैले
उहाँको त आई थिङ्क पासपोर्ट पनि ऊ भएको थियो क्यारे होइन he wasn't given his passport.
होइन that was Munawar Faruqi.
Because I was like
the other shitty comedian.
अनि मलाई त क्या नराम्रो लाग्यो अनि रिसेन्टली ट्राभल टु थाइल्यान्ड अनि हेज दिस रिल के अनि त्यसपछि जे भन्छ त्यसको ब्रान्डको चाहिँ त्यो आउँछ कि अनि आई फाउन्ड इट सो फनी आई वाज लाइक ह्याप्पी फर हिम लाइक फाइनली ट्राभल
सो ह्याप्पी नट द्याट पहिले पनि खुब ट्राभल गरिरहेको थियो अनि बिचराको पासपोर्ट थुदियो नो एकचोटि पासपोर्ट थुदिएपछि त ट्राभल गर्नु पर्दो रहेछ पासपोर्ट त कल हुने रहेछ भयो उसलाई त्यो यो नि एकचोटि ब्रेकअप गरिसकेपछि चाहिँ
डेट गर्नु पर्दो रहेछ
नो लाइक actually say you know that okay this person might leave me then you get a little bit serious about it no so that's what happening with Apurva and his passport he's like okay ma aba chai
full use garchu ma
passport the privilege रहेछ
मलाई कपिल शर्माको नि यस्तो रमाइलो लाग्छ हिज लाइक अरू बेलामा चाहिँ रोस्ट हानेर हुन्छ आफ्नो वाइफको बारेमा अनि वाइफ हुन्छ नि अगाडि हुन्छ
just jokes किन just jokes just for jokes baby I love oh my god I watched Kapil Sharma so much सानोदेखि नै मतलब सानोदेखि स्कुल के अरे नट स्कुल कमेडी सुरु गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि नै आई एम सो obsessed with कपिल शर्माको जोक लाइक स्पेसली त्यो कमेडी उसका जादुवाला सोनीमा आउँथ्यो नि कम्पिटिसन दे ह्याड त्यो त आई ओन्ली वाच्ड फर कपिल शर्मा अदर कन्टेस्टेन्ट्स डिडन्ट ह्याभ एनी chance of course he won like 5-6 times I'm surprised he didn't win all the seasons I never watched aruko
म चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने उनीहरूको त्यो अडियन्सहरूको अनि त्यसपछि दे गिभ द्याट सो गुड हुन्छ नि फिल्मी खालको डायलग अनि इट गेट्स इन्टु क्लिप अनि एउटा खतरा खालको म्युजिक राखिदिन्छ नि अनि वेन आई एम गोइङ थ्रु ब्रेकअप ल यो किन छ त्यसको लागि पनि आई लाइक कपिल शर्मा द मोस्ट लाइक यु क्यान मेक पिपल लाफ even if they are in a bad mood फेरि
I love it same goes with हाम्रो पुरानो गाई जात्रा
यति सुन्यो यार बच्चामा
है क्या इन्फ्लुएन्स भयो गाई जात्राबाट त देन आई रिसेन्टली वाच्ड इट फर रियल एन्ड देन ओके
my skills are better than this
सानोमा त हो गाई जात्रा सच अ बिग थिङ नि त अब आई डोन्ट नो तिमीले सानोमा हेऱ्यो गाई जात्रा हेरेन होइन हाम्रोतिर चाहिँ अब स्पेसली म दमकबाट हो होइन अब काठमाडौँ म लिटरली सानोमा त एकचोटि मात्रै आएको थिएँ काठमाडौँ होइन अनि काठमाडौँमा गाई जात्रा हुन्छ भन्ने थाहा थियो होइन अनि वी वुड गेट सिडिज सो गाई जात्रा भइसकेपछि 10-15 दिनमा सिडिजहरू आउँथ्यो कि एन्ड देन वी युज टु वेट रिलिजियसली वेट फर दोज सिडी एन्ड त्यसरी गएर आउने बित्तिकै गाई जात्राको 3-4वटा क्यासेट किनेर लिएर आएर एन्ड देन फुल फ्यामिली वाचिङ गाई जात्रा इन फ्रन्ट अफ अ टिभी इट वाज सच अ बिग thing the only time we were not fighting it's such a big like it was a culture in our household
did
you even performed Gai Jatra ko bit on in your school right classroom
yeah मलाई एकदम पछि मात्रै याद आइदिरा like people asked me when I did comedy and I remember that म 8th class मा हुँदाखेरि I wrote this entire original bit
Bit.
10 minutes go, and I performed in front of class, and then the teacher was so happy, he made me perform in every class. अनि त्यहाँबाट लत लागेको अटेन्सनको.
So yeah, Guy Jatra pani. I think we don't give enough credit
Did you used to get त्यो म्यागजिनहरू, गाई जात्रा म्यागजिनहरू?
Guy Jatra magazine थियो.
It was so vulgar.
हो vulgar हुन्थ्यो.
It was so vulgar. It used to have cartoons and like women with big breasts and everything.
Yes.
Yes. Culture.
I now I feel bad. FOMO भइदिएर आउँछ.
The magazine around there. It was just fun.
Nice. The Guy Jatra was a big cultural thing for me. Recently, we went to watch it. It's not that good. Lost its charm.
Few things were good.
Southern was good.
Sajan was good.
Southern was
Sajan
amazing.
killed it.
Yeah.
Not saying because he's my friend. I'm saying because he's fat.
So you say मेरो like let's suppose रातिको thoughts or होइन, how does comedians flirt? How do comedians flirt?
We insult a lot, eh?
Because I think you guys are like the perfect balance of हुन्छ नि, insulting people at the same time making them laugh.
See, you should know that comedians have no game. So we just we just invite them to our comedy show and then hope that they like our jokes and apparently like us.
Best case date, worst case ticket money.
Yeah, that's yeah. That happens a lot. A lot of comedians, like for their first date, second date, they just bring the date to our date to the comedy show, and then the whole energy goes on to, okay, if this person is laughing, then I might get lucky tonight. So and works a lot of time because women love people who can make them laugh. Yeah, women, and then
Men not so much.
Men they get scared.
They do.
They do. Yeah.
Is it why female comedians are single?
They're not actually. Because you should like know that the female comedians are female. And
they don't need game.
They don't need game.
No, yeah. I don't think I've ever like being telling a girl that I'm a comedian has not helped me in a date.
What? You have
telling women that I'm a comedian has never helped me in a date.
Yeah,
it's just all the like I have to tell them, I'm a computer engineer, I make money.
Do you guys ever struggle with हुन्छ नि, अब you guys केही न केही भन्यो अनि that backfired? कहिलेका you guys are sharing a lot of stuff and let's suppose त्यो मान्छे त्यही छ अथवा त्यो मान्छेले सुन्यो, do you guys get ever in trouble? किन भनिस् यस्तो खालको?
No, nobody says that to our face.
No, we've seen this happen. No.
Where?
For example, एकचोटि समयको open mic मा this one comedian was talking about.
No, he's talking about real life होला नि हैन कि show मा.
No, show मा भने हैन.
Not show मा, real life मा, like
real life मा. Real life मा त म चाहिँ I'm धेरै बोल्दिन. So nothing backfires.
So, yeah, like I'm sure that मैले भनेको धेरै कुराहरु people get pissed, but they don't say it to my face. They backbiting गर्छन् and I'm okay with it. Backbiting त टन्नै गर्छन् होला नि त नि.
Because some people might get like, "No, यार मेरो कुरा किन भन्दिरहेछ like out in the public खालको."
We don't do that.
We don't do that.
We don't do that. So that is our pet peeve. Like that's something we hate. Like के भनिरहन्छ के गफ गरिरहन्छ आनन्दले अनि हे अब यो तेरो कमेडीमा जान्छ. No, you're not that interesting. It's like this is not that funny. You
त्यस्तो हुँदैन.
a lot of people say like यो चाहिँ तेरो कमेडीमा जान्छ होला अब यसले जे भने यसले कमेडीमा हाल्छ. No. You're basic.
You're basic.
Yeah. You cannot imagine how interesting this is. Okay? I don't need you.
Guys were to perform in, let's say, North Korea, you know? What topic would you choose to do a stand-up comedy on?
North Korea, I think roasting the guy. Yeah.
Kim Jong.
Yeah, that would be fun. What else? Otherwise, that's the only thing you should be talking about.
Here's what I would do. I would tell them that I'm talking about Kim Kardashian and then just make jokes about Kim Jong-un, but just call him Kim
Oh.
and tell them that it's Kim Kardashian, but all the jokes are about Kim Jong.
The fat ass and big
Yeah,
boobs.
yeah.
that's similarity.
The delusion.
Yeah. Also, we can also like maybe since they are very close and I think they would love to hear more about South Korea as well. So maybe we can roast South Korea as
Yeah,
well.
we'll,
It's like, guys, they don't have it any better either, guys. Please. It's like they're terrible. It's like everyone's
Kim
oppa.
Jong is better than all K-pop artists.
Yeah, we can just make fun of K-pop.
That's a pretty interesting because it's just dimagor airako. So do you guys have the thoughts when you guys are alone on sunny or sitting kind?
Alone is always death. What do you guys think about? My alone thought is always death. I could be very happy, right? I could be very happy, and I'm just like, oh, I was like, I could be having a best day. I just like, oh, my spa, my nail, my head wash karai, and I just had sushi, and I'm very happy, and I come back home. That's my idea of a good day. Shut up.
What I like when men are alone, they either think about a girl, about or their future, about or themselves. I was like, damn, that is relatable.
You don't think about death. Do you not think about like, oh, such a good day.
She would be such a great.
Die.
She would be such a great guest for Beer Biceps. Do you think about it? Yes.
All the time, every night. No, but especially when I'm having a good day, right? I go home and like, oh, it would be so fun if I could just like die right
Great
now.
time to die, right?
Yeah, I will. As a comedian, we always want to end the set with the highest laughter. So I have the best day. Might just end my life. I don't know if it's going to get better than this or not. When am I going to have sushi again? I think about death a lot. And just not minded. I kill people everywhere. No, just not minded. I keep thinking about parents' death, and I was like, oh, how am I going to react?
When you're real day, like when like children thoughts पहिला भएको बेलामा कस्तो थट्स हुँदो रहेछ भने बल हुन्छ अनि त्यसपछि यसलाई हान्यो भने चाहिँ मेरो आमा मर्दैन खालको थट्स के
या सो स्टेप लिइरहेको बेलामा जोडी नम्बरको स्टेप लियो भने चाहिँ लाइक मरिँदैन or like it's not off sagun wala thing. Yeah, that happens a lot. Did you have that, Sanama?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are like it. I always, but I never. I don't know. It wasn't ekdam sparsely. I was always very. I always think about why people do anything. That's a lot of.
This is one guy, always one guy who's like, oh, I try to be logical.
No. Not logical. It's not logical.
Then why did you think why people do it?
No, like if people like. कसरी भन्ने अब I don't even know how to like. Why do people behave this way?
Why did you behave that way? Manu?
Yeah. That is my question. Like if you're asking all these questions, right? Then I would go like, okay, what? Like you said, these are your like late night thoughts, and I start thinking like, what was that day for you that this thought came to you at night? You know, so like म चाहिँ त्यो कुराहरु धेरै सोच्छु like what must this guy have gone through today that they did this at this point. It's weird.
Are you guys spiritual?
No.
I get spiritual sometimes. Maybe depends on my depression. Just like
I don't even know what spiritual is.
So let's suppose you God को अनि त्यसपछि हुन्छ नि अन्धविश्वास and then there's let's suppose यो दिन जानु हुँदैन त्यस्तो खालको
spiritual हो र
I mean part of I don't know how to explain it more better.
No. Religious or superstitious or
yeah.
No, I'm not that at all.
Yeah, me neither actually. तिमी कतिको छौ?
Not म त ठ्याक्क उल्टा. I try to be non-spiritual as possible. But it's because like अब के भन्ने त्यो हुनै पर्छ भन्ने छैन. It's just when it gets to me, for example, अब अस्ति वास्तुशास्त्र अनुसार म जुन जसरी सुतिरहेको थिएँ त्यो मिलेन अरे. Now मेरो पिस I was very happy with my bed alignment. Mom came up one day, changed the whole thing. Now I'm pissed because I don't get sunlight.
Now तिम्रो बास जाँदा मिलिरहेछ
Yeah. Now she asks me, why aren't you spiritual? I'm like, this is why.
Yeah.
घरबाट निस्किन आउँछ ठ्याक्क 12 बजे अरे ठ्याक्क 12 बजे निस्किनु हुँदैन अरे
हो र
मलाई अब निस्किनै दिँदैन I was like I have to wait 5 more minutes and let's suppose I am like ल पो हुन्छ नि कपाल काट्नु पर्यो आजको दिन कपाल काट्नु हुँदैन अरे I'm like हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो कुरा makes me rebel it to be honest.
But these are all superstitions, right? These are all shit that people made up. But do you believe in God?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
When things go wrong, you're just like, okay, you wish there was some super being that looking after you, right?
I think more than the thought, the process of you believing in a God is good, just like say.
Yeah.
Because if you believe, skepticism isn't always good, just like say. When you blindly have faith in something, that makes you more hopeful, just like say. I think.
Yeah. That's actually true.
Yeah.
Right.
I also I'm not religious. Most of the time I say I'm an atheist, but like there are times.
No, you believe in God.
I do believe in
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I do believe in God. I just not one specific God. Just like
I believe Gautam ta.
why not? I just don't. I
The
just don't
God
like
God.
I like the idea of a God. I just don't like I don't like the idea of religion. Like because religion makes it's such a closed it's not flexible. So it's not, how do I say this?
They made clubs.
Yeah.
Exclusive clubs for no reason.
It's so interesting how people can use religion and build cults for their benefit.
No. It started with a cult, then it's like
Then it
startup.
became religion. Yeah.
The cult is a startup, then it's a business, then when it becomes a religion. It's not even a joke, guys.
No Sadhguru was Lord.
Yeah,
Like
it's very
Sadhguru is
true.
doing touring around the world. He wants to build this, establish this one God. He made it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
He's collecting investors, I think. Just
For you guys, like, Kasa, God as in, like, does that ever, because I don't know if comedians do believe in God. What do you guys think?
It's there, like, see, comedians. There are comedians who believe in God. There are comedians who don't believe in God. It's not a factor that determines if you're funny or not. I know. So it's like if you're funny, you're funny, right? It doesn't matter what age, what color, what race, what religion you are. It's just if you're funny, you're funny. I've heard one of the best comedians. My favorite comedians is one of them is very religious. Another is a total atheist. I know. So it's not a factor.
Do those comedians not make jokes about gods?
They do. I think in order, if you believe in God, I think you need to make jokes on God. I think that's what strengthens your belief. Right? So like especially Banyani, like if you really look at aru religion ta thaha chaina, like I grew up as a Hindu, haina. So like if you really look at Hinduism, questioning God is a big part of Hinduism, okay? Haina? So like I think that if you question God and then find God, that's when you find spirituality.
more of a strong
Yeah,
belief.
right. So त्योभन्दा अगाडिसम्म त you're just following what other people told you. You haven't found God yet. Right? You were just told that there is God and you just took it at face value. So I think all religions, like हरेक spiritual experience को start मा चाहिँ questioning God चाहिँ हुन्छ नै हुन्छ क्या. हैन? So if you're making fun of God, if you're if you are a spiritual comedian or if you are a religious comedian, I think like making jokes on God is part of your process of connecting to the God.
But when do you think it goes wrong in terms of like people making superstitions and
It's all those people who have never found God and भने नि जुन फेस भ्याल्युमा लिएर ब्लाइन्डली फलो गरेर हुन्छ नि त होइन बिकज दे हेभन्ट फाउन्ड गड येट दे वर जस्ट टोल्ड द्याट देयर इज गड एन्ड इफ समन इज मेकिङ जोक्स अबाउट इट होइन तिनीहरूको त फाउन्डेसन हल्लियो नि त होइन अनि त्यो बेला चाहिँ अफेन्ड हुने हो क्या राइट इफ फर इक्जाम्पल इफ आई एम अ रिलिजियस पर्सन एन्ड आई हेभ ट्रुली कनेक्टेड टु गड then no joke can shake that foundation. Right? You can say anything about God and it will not मलाई के फरकै पर्दैन नि होइन इट्स अल दोज पिपल हु हेभन्ट फाउन्ड द्याट कनेक्सन हु गेट अफेन्डेड क्या किनकि तिनीहरूको फाउन्डेसन सेक भयो त्यो एउटा जोकले होइन सो द्याट्स वेयर थिङ्स गेट रङ देयर लट अफ फलोवर्स हु क्लेम टु बी स्पिरिचुअल बट aren't.
I think for me where it gets wrong is when people have ill intentions and their voice gets amplified. I know, and that's when social pressure and your superstitions do make, because these are lastly made by humans, obviously. Bhagwanle to yo gar bhane chaina. It's just maybe statements are how they perceive the statement and write it off makes it problem. So that's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also like it's so egotistical, this whole thing. And like if you do believe in God, then you should also be smart enough to understand that he does not interfere.
Yeah.
Right? He lets it happen. Right? So if you are praying for God and asking him to do something, I think that's, you know.
Also, I think God can take a joke. He takes genocide. I think God can take a joke. No, I just
That
like...
was such a...
Yeah, he lets things happen.
Yeah,
right?
he
He's
lets
like,
things happen.
Let things
Yeah.
happen.
Like praying, like so I am also like, I don't understand what spirituality is, because I asked that question, what is spirituality, because I've heard so many definitions of it that it has stopped making sense to me. And like there is a part of me that believes that there's some kind of God, but I also think that God is you know, it's just there, doesn't want to be involved here. I know. Just at best they're observing. That's it. I know. They will not, your prayers will not be heard.
So talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
Talk to each
That's
other.
what
God is not hearing you.
I think belief is like अति नै strong, because my grandfather believes in God एकदमै. He preaches Bhairab, you know. And I think if Bhairab wasn't in his life, he wouldn't survive अहिलेसम्म के.
Yeah. No, I get it, Tara. Yeah.
Because like the willpower that he has made because of God, I mean, like damn.
Yeah, and that's the faith. That's what religion, like having a religion को importance थियो. For example, my mom tried really hard to adjust to Christianity, right? Because my father's family had already converted when they got married and everything. So when she got married, she tried really hard to like adjust to that life. My dad is not very religious. He never went to church. He just like is not very, he's kind of atheist and stuff like that. He never really like found it fascinating religion ko kurama. But when my mom married him, she felt like, oh, I need to fit in. So I need to fit into the family and fit into the way he is and everything. So she tried really hard for 20 years to go to church. She could not fit in. She tried really hard, you know. Ani त्यसपछि but like obviously should like and full upbringing like Hindu भएर आएको mommy and त्यसपछि she couldn't fit in, and it was very difficult for us to adjust. पनि हामी as a kid पनि we went to church. Like हाम्रो घरमा कहिले पनि पूजा सुजा हुँदैन थियो यताउता. And now like I think it's been 3-4 years my mom has given up. And then she was so lonely because गाउँमा अरू कोही पनि Christian family छैन, right? And church पनि टाढो छ. So my mom has given up. She joined Kirtan Toli. She is having time of her life. She is so happy. She has friends. She's just happy that she has plans now. कि कीर्तनमा कुन गीत गाउने. She calls me and मैले नयाँ गीत सिकेको. And then she's so, I've never seen this woman so excited for anything. And like she fits in now. And then I think religion, like community by religion also किन important छ भन्दाखेरि it makes you feel part of something. We all we want to be part of something. We always want to fit in. And the
and somehow they figured out a way to alienate people because of it, which is ironic as fuck.
Like सानोदेखि नै we feel like alienated a lot के, like किनकि गाउँमा अब कुनै पनि क्रिस्चियन फ्यामिली छैन अनि प्लस के अरे मङ्गोलियन फ्यामिली पनि धेरै थिएन हाम्रो गाउँमा त कोही पनि थिएन. And then we always felt like तर मेरो मम्मी त मङ्गोलियन होइन तर there was always this like feeling कि हामी चाहिँ यहाँ बिलोङ गर्दैनौँ जस्तो फिल हुने क्या. Now my mom is very happy. So that's what I love about religion. It makes people feel connected to other, and then it helps you make friends. Like it doesn't matter if she believes in God or not. She's very happy doing all the religious stuff. And I think it's really great for her mental health as well.
I think
And same with your Hazur Bua. He found Vairab, right? And then he devoted himself to this God so much. It actually helped him gain that confidence in life and like helped him keep moving.
So it's like some true. In terms of how he even perceives world, I think questioning a lot of things is also poisonous. For me, because कतिवटा question गरेर हुन्छ कहिलेकाहीँ if you just blindly believe in something and you do it, I think it's more easier जस्तो लाग्छ. For me,
it is easier. It is easier, right? For but example, I don't think it's poisonous though. I think like I think it's important that we do. I think it's not I also know that it's not easy. It shakes you and it destroys your foundations, but that is the way you take to get to a place where you are truly happy with who you are.
But if you're happy midway, then it's okay to settle there, right?
I think that's very unsustainable though.
No.
किनकि एउटा फेरि अर्को ल्याएर तिम्रो बिलिफको बारेमा जोक हानिदिन्छ नि त, you know.
Then you become a professional debater.
Then you become offended. Then you call the police. Apurva jail janja becomes the whole different thing. You know. So I don't know. But then again, I don't know. All I'm saying is that questioning if what you believe is real, right? Whatever you believe, if it's real, then you also need the confidence that questioning it will not destroy it, right? A question गर्न डराउँछौ भने त then you truly don't believe it in the right. Like okay, like let's say it's religion, right? And for example, or like whatever it is, like okay, being a Nepali, religion alikati उ भयो हैन. If you believe in the idea of Nepal, and you have to be willing to ask the question नेपाल भने के हो हैन, नेपाली हुनु भनेको के हो हैन, अनि त्यसपछि you have to let त्यो छाड्दै जानुपर्छ क्या हैन. लाइक मेबी के अरे बिङ अ नेपाली इज नट इन द क्लोथ्स हैन, मेबी बिङ अ नेपाली इज नट इन द ल्याङ्ग्वेज हैन, मेबी बिङ अ नेपाली इज नट इन द बोर्डर्स. वाट इज बिङ अ नेपाली त हैन. सो अल दिस किनकि अहिलेसम्म त मान्छेले त्यही बिलिभ गर्छ नि त, ढाका टोपी लाउने बित्तिकै नेपाली हो त होइन होला नि त. Because there are a lot of people who नेपालको यस्तो ठाउँहरू छ जहाँ ढाका टोपी और दौरा सुरुवाल इज नट देयर अथेन्टिक थिङ होइन. सो ढाका टोपी त होइन रहेछ नेपाली भन्नु भनेको होइन. सो यु त्यो क्वेसन गर्दै गर्दै छाड्दै लाने अनि त्यो कोर चाहिँ पत्ता लगाउने हो क्या. एन्ड इट डजन्ट मिन द्याट all these things are invalid. It's just that it's not the core of it. होइन. सो you have to जति क्वेसन गरी you get to the core. होइन. सो like see, in my comedy, I question a lot about, especially regarding the country, and I talk a lot about who we are and who we are as a country, and not because I don't like the country. I love my country, but the questioning comes because I want to know हाम्रो core के हो, नेपाली हुनु भनेको के हो त, हैन? So like I think that is the process of understanding what something truly is.
मेरोलाई चाहिँ कहिले इट गेट्स मेसी भन्दाखेरि मम ड्याडले भन्न आउँछ नि यो भन्न आउँछ समटाइम्स इट जस्ट बिकम्स राइट एन्ड आइ एम लाइक किन लाइक वाट डिड आई रियली क्वेसन इट जस्तो लाग्छ अनि एट द सेम टाइम जस्तो लाग्छ मैले भने त तँलाई खालीको के.
But I think it's nice that you question and then find out it's right. Then
Yeah.
It's like absolute right. But if you just accept it that it's right, then it will be like, what if it was wrong? So you'll always have that question, what if it was wrong?
True.
Yeah, question it and then find the truth, no?
Yeah.
Like questioning is not opposing it. Questioning is trying to prove it.
No, sometimes कस्तो हुन्छ भने अब लेट सपोज राति नकाट्नु हुँदैन भन्छ नि म काटेँ अरे होइन घाउ भयो अरे लाइक हुन्छ नि
के सोचेरै भने रहेछ
त्यस्तो हुन्छ कि कहिले काहीँ.
And that makes sense. राति काट्नु अँध्यारो हुन्छ अनि देख्दैन नि त. Simple things. And see अनि त्यही हो नि त. So there are these things that you question and you figure out why it's there. हैन नत्र त एउटा क्लिप आइरहेको थियो यसमा that this mother cuts a ham. त्यो ham पकाउनु लागिरहेको हुन्छ नि त पछाडिको एन्ड पार्ट काटेर उसमा हालिदिन्छ क्या के अरे ओभनमा हालिदिन्छ. एन्ड डटर आस्क ओके वाइ डु वी कट द ब्याक अफ द ह्याम भनेर बिकज इट्स द ब्याक अफ द ह्याम यु जस्ट कट ब्याक अफ द ह्याम. And it's totally like, no, like, but what's the reason? And like, oh, I don't know the reason. She calls her mother, and they're like, Mom, why do we cut the back of the ham? And she says, oh, because our oven was small. Now she has a big oven and she's still cutting it in half. Right? So there's a lot of these things that may somehow make sense at one point. I know. But it's not universal truth. So like questioning it helps us get better. So questioning it is important.
Last topic मलाई discuss गर्न मन लाग्यो. How delusional are you guys in terms of making your own perception?
I tell people I'm funny.
I tell people I have still career in comedy. No, delusion. Oh, I think everybody is a little bit delusional. हाम्रो केटाहरूकोमा चाहिँ कस्तो जोक हुन्छ भने लाइक okay somebody gets into friend zone and he's all delusional about how that girl likes him. अनि सबजना ग्रुपमा चाहिँ त चुतियै होस् चुतिया कटाउन लगाइरहेछस् होइन त्यस्तो लेभलमा चाहिँ how delusional are you guys?
I have few delusions. I think not that much. And I envy people that are delusional. I envy it.
Why?
Yeah, because I think delusional people get shit done. Look at Kanye West.
That is true.
No. But yeah, like this. I envy because तिमीले नै भने जस्तो कहिले काहीँ asking too many questions is poisonous भनेर. अनि in the process, even though I believe that it's important, in the process it's very difficult. होइन like sometimes the question comes like, okay, what do I believe in at all? होइन so like who am I त भनेर होइन that becomes a very existential moment. अनि so त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ I envy delusional people. But then again I get out of it. What's your delusion? What do you think my delusion is?
Thinking that you are not that delusional.
Yeah, maybe. if that's the only delusion, then
I don't know. It's not crazy enough. It's just always logical and technical. So you're the most rational person I've met actually.
I'm very engineer minded. Right? So and like that is a different problem, right? So for me everything is a problem that needs solving.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
So like it's a very engineer minded.
Sometimes things are emotional and
I don't get
that. Needs more empathy, needs more work than you think it does actually when you're running. But he's always like, but logically it should be solved by now. If you do this, then that would happen. No, the end result is always not what logic said it would be. My delusion, I don't know, you've seen me, right? Do you think I'm delusional?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take that.
That's the end.
What are your delusions?
मेरो त धेरै delusions छ. For example, let's suppose we're in a talking stage, let's suppose. But मेरो हिसाबमा चाहिँ talking stage छ हैन. I call up Elna दिदी. She's like, भाइ यो नेक्स्ट टाइम अब फेरि त यो पिटोलमा छिरिस भने अर्को रिट्रिटले नि तँलाई बचाउन सक्दैन.
I love this the sentence that the sentence. It was so jam packed with information. We suddenly know that there was another retreat.
Yeah. There was a retreat.
There was another girl. There was another retreat. This happened for long. Maybe third one this time.
So
Through experiences, you'll find that one piece, like a person who can it's going to be smooth. Yeah.
Mere like it's
You're not delusional. You're hopeful.
Hope is a delusion.
Shut up. Let's not use the negative words.
I think I just realized. I think my delusion is that I believe I'm very lucky.
You are kind of lucky, Tara.
It's
but you also put in the work.
Yeah, I put in the work, but I put in work because I believe that I'm lucky enough that this will work.
Yeah, well, maybe.
It's a very weird.
But yeah, this the कुरामा चाहिँ अलिकति in terms of my brain stops working and my emotions get the best of me.
That's all of us, dude.
It's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, you'll figure things out.
It's not a delusion.
तर कहिलेकाहीँ कस्तो हुन्छ भने अब तैँले नै आफूलाई यो सिचुएसन बनाछस् हैन. So you will fall in this. So like next time पनि यही हुन्छ. So get out of this loophole खालको के that you're making yourself खालको.
But it might work, Thaza.
As in?
Like so is this the same person you're going for it, but like or
no, different
person,
the
same approach,
scenario, same scenario,
same scenario, but things might work out. Why you're getting like agadi nei being negative? Have a attitude that like
look, you're 20-year-old. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
This it won't matter in 10 years, right?
True.
It's like you're doing this, right? You're doing this, and in a way you're an entrepreneur, right? And so like what do you value? Risk taking, right? That needs to apply to all parts of your life. Right? And especially at 20-year-olds that like do it.
Take risks,
Take risks. It's not gonna matter, right?
Also things are not gonna be the same way. So yeah. But yeah, you're too young to be thinking about all this, worrying about. Just live in the moment.
I thought I was old enough.
20-year-old.
बिस्तारै 20 पुगिसकेपछि कस्तो हुन्छ नि, every birthday you get tense, like अब किन like I'm turning 21. I'm turning 22 जस्तो हुन्छ.
Yeah, call me when you're 26, 27.
Yeah. मैले देखेको थिएँ कि like त्यो के भन्छ रिलमा थियो, the best time to get pregnant is age between 22 and 20.
Shit, I missed it.
Me too. I also missed it.
26 हो कि 27 भनेको थियो अनि everybody's like bashing the person and like बिचरा कस्तो प्रेसर मान्छेहरूलाई हुन्छ नि, men to build their life, women to marry खालको, like why so much pressure?
I know, right? That is kids are very expensive.
Yeah, we tried to buy in China, we tried to buy in Vietnam. Too expensive. 50,000 भन्छ यार. Without shipping cost.
But why is it like when I try to sell, nobody gives me the good price? Resale value nahi samajh.
If you guys were parents, how कस्तो खालको parents हुनुहुन्थ्यो?
I am told that I'd become a helicopter mother. That I don't agree with.
As in helicopter.
Helicopter is always on your head, like always obsessed with their kids, overprotective, overdoes things for her kids, wala. Which I don't agree. I'm a cool mother. Look at how sorted Bizuli is. Please, she has friends, she socializes. I never interfere what shoes she's licking. Right. She goes around sniffing बाहिरको कुकुरहरूको butt. I never interfere. She has her own life.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I'll be pretty cool mother, but I am more scared of being a boy mother because I don't know how to talk to boys. So I always
के
imagine
कुरा गर्ने यार केटा
कुरा मिल्दैन केटाहरूसँग. I don't know के हो. I don't know how. I seriously don't know how to talk to boys, and I'm really scared of what if I have a boy, and then like I don't know how to deal with it. I've always imagined being a girl mother because I've always had like great relationship with the sisters, amazing relationship with my girlfriends, and I'm always surrounded by girls. And it's so nice, and they're so nice, and we hang out, we chill, we vibe. It's
Nobody's
so fun.
saying football खेल्न जाम.
Imagine roasting your own son.
Yeah, I think I'd be very awkward boy mother.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my nightmare, having a boy.
I don't know, man. I think whoever will be the mother of my child, right, has to parent me and the child.
Such a red flag. Such a red flag.
I know. So yeah, that's.
So that's your portfolio.
Yeah, I think I'll be one of the like. Me and the child will be one team. I know. Will yeah, bari khana
How would you?
You'll be so nice as a single parent. Because I see that happening.
As long as she takes the child with her.
Do you know the meaning of single parent? The child is with you.
Why would the child be with me?
So that you can be children together.
The judge won't allow it. Judge will see like, no, this would be child abuse. Leaving any kind of child with this person will be child abuse. So
Government should ban your sex life.
How would you make your children understand dark jokes?
By just doing it in front of them.
Yeah.
They'll like ek choti face kar so they'll understand it.
Yeah.
And they'll know it's not a big deal.
Do you think they'll get?
Well, first I'll give them a pet like a cat and then kill it. And then make jokes about it. Shit, this was his 9th life. Possibly the first life wala beche bhante. Sorry, dude. But no, like I think humor will be a big part of the family. Yeah. And I think they will hate it, and they will do something else.
Yeah.
No, never comedy.
Yeah. They'll be like hardcore engineers. Like yeah, they'll be like, oh, no time for comedy. I hate it. They'll rebel against it. It's so fun.
Do you think it will conflict with you guys trying to discipline them and then there's dark jokes in front? Say like jokes.
I don't know how I will discipline my kids. Look at me, my life.
No, I think I'll pretend to be very strict for their entire life. Yeah.
But they'll see
so that they get a complex and then they become successful. Yeah.
Artist skins on
because like having a disappointed father is a very big part of anybody's life.
Or drunk father.
Like some kind of father issue, some kind of mother issue is important. So that you have to have someone you want to impress.
Yeah.
Reluctantly.
So now I'm
how's
thinking,
your relationship with the parents?
Pretty. I'm more closer to my mother. Dad issues.
Right.
Dad issues.
So you're always trying to like get his validation like subconsciously also.
Sometimes I try to separate it. So like I don't seek validation. Seek गरेर काम छैन जस्तो लाग्छ कि. So I जति भने पनि obviously you'll try to seek validation from your father, but
then also you're like म गरेर देखाइदिन्छु like
गरेर देखाउँछु. More like I'll do it for myself. I won't do it for him. Because every day like I'm doing a podcast, it's like you guest आउन सक्छ. It's like तेरो podcast मा you guest आउँछ. I was like I don't need haters. I don't need haters. Because I already have a parent who doesn't really trust what I do. So it's like comment section like bro, it's karma already भइसकेको कुरा के गर्छस् खालको okay. So and यस्तो कुराहरु if I tell my friends, they're gonna be like bro हुन्छ, and then म चाहिँ हाँसिरा हुन्छु.
Yeah, no, I think most people who, especially creatives, have this. They have one parent, at least one parent who are disappointed. And then it's that disappointment that gives these people the right initial motivation to start something.
But I think it's better to keep your mouth shut than to give out
Yeah.
bad comments, because that
is all.
fucks with your head.
Yeah, it does.
But I think
and that it fucks your head, and that fucked up head thinks of something unique. You know, we are cursed.
So are you implying that we should be the father issue khalko?
I'm planning to do. I'm planning to give my child massive daddy issues so that he becomes successful.
Nice.
Have you ever came across people who have good childhood or good parenthood and then they're still successful?
I've seen a lot of healthy family but आउने kids, healthy rich family but आउने kids are really struggling to prove something in life, and they're very disappointed that they come from a very healthy family. I've had people tell me that like they're constantly looking for, like they're trying to, they feel like a failure because they didn't have a struggle. So
in this podcast I've done at least like 60 plus episodes, I know, and those people have come, half of them parents have been really supportive in terms of what they do, what they have achieved, अनि जसरी perceive गर्छन्. For example, एकजनाको चाहिँ कस्तो भएको थियो अरे भन्दाखेरि ब्याचलर सकिसक्यो, लाइक 2-3 वर्ष भइसक्यो, 25-26, स्टिल कसैले प्यारेन्ट्सले केही प्रेसर दिएको छैन अरे क्या, in terms of you really have to show this, and later he founded a business and then got successful. So I think yes, positive reinforcement does help.
It does. Like, yeah, all those were jokes, dude. Don't. I didn't mean it. Right? I'm not going to do that. It's like, yeah, positive, like that's the best way to raise a child. Like being positive, I think.
Pregnancy positive.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Yeah. And then, how about not beating your child?
That's tough.
Because मेरो circle, like when I was in grade 9, like सबैको issue थियो के, अनि we could just relate. I mean, a lot of people were भन्नलाई एकदम गाह्रो लाग्थ्यो, 2-3 वर्ष लगायो, तर भनिसकेपछि लास्टमा त ल यार सबैजना उस्तै रहेछ for some reason.
Yeah.
Somebody has some kind of dad issue, some kind of mom issue.
The thing is, everybody is a product of their time. Yeah, you know, we have to like what I appreciate. You know, what I feel grateful about my life, even though like my parents never had a real childhood. Like every parent, like मेरो एजको मान्छेको parents, they never had a childhood. Yeah, they all grew up in villages, होइन, and they got married at like 16-18. Imagine getting married at 16, having a child at 18, and being a father at 8, being a father at your age. They never got to be a child. And the bachcha belama pani they were just working, right? So of course, like a 20-year-old with that kind of responsibility is going to be angry because they haven't figured out how to deal with these emotions, this pressure yet. That's why our parents were angry, and because they became a parent at a very early age, and so that was the norm back then. Right, so those were the parents of that time, and अहिले people are becoming parents at a more mature age, 30, 32. So now they can handle their emotions, they can handle the pressure, so they'll give better childhood to their children, right? So I think it's like And we have to understand that everybody is a product of their time. So like that makes you feel a little bit empathetic towards your parents. That
I think for this day and age, it's pretty alikati ramailo pani भन्छु because you can find a father figure online. I swear to God, not joking.
Okay.
Because principles, जुन चाहिँ morals, like भनिरा हुँदैन के. You don't have the talk with your father, but obviously somebody who's like credible, आफूले सोच्ने cult बनाउनु त छुट्टै कुरा होइन. But really genuine adviceहरू पनि छ के.
Okay.
For example, for me, Jordan Peterson. He has been the best help I could ever get in my, let's say, 2 years of the high school, 11-12 गरेको. Because he got me through a lot of stuff in terms of how he advises, how he talks, how you get through life. Just so, I think that is more feasible than पहिलाको generation like जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ.
Yeah, that like it's true that there's help available. I know that is great, but I think it's also important to understand that it's just that it's help. I know. It's also important to grasp what you have in real life as well. I know. कस्तो हुन्छ भने it's very easy to say the right thing. होइन? It's very easy to say the right thing. होइन? यस्तो गर्नुपर्छ, उस्तो गर्नुपर्छ, मान्छे भने यस्तो हुनुपर्छ, छोरा मान्छे यस्तो हुनुपर्छ, छोरी मान्छे यस्तो हुनुपर्छ. Like saying the right thing is the easy part. Right? But the thing is, life is not like that. होइन? Life is filled with contradictions, paradoxes, and you will eventually reach a place where you'll have to act in a way that you don't believe. Life will hit you with these paradoxical situations. And what you do at that time determines who you are. And this kind of this you can only learn from people around you. Like for example, for the longest time I didn't like my father. And that was when I was young. I was always like, okay, why does this guy never appreciate what I do? Why does this guy never approve of what I want? अब अहिले आएर चाहिँ I have this sort of understanding that even he was figuring it out. He was figuring out how to be a father, and of course he made mistakes. So like I have like त्यो understanding आइसकेपछि चाहिँ I have a lot more flexibility with his. I have learned to forgive a lot of things that hurt me before. Because you have to, I think again saying the right thing. Anybody can come and tell you the right thing, but life is filled with so many contradictions, so many paradoxes, and you will eventually have to do something that you don't like.
But for me, like the right thing भन्ने at the right moment, I think was very important.
It's important. It's
because
important.
For me, for the longest time, मलाई चाहिँ कसरी perceive गरेको थियो भने when you say negative, कहिले काहीँ कस्तो हुन्थ्यो भने अब if you say negative stuff, it might be हुन्छ नि positive खालको perception थियो कि. For example, अब तपाईँले केही म्याच हेरिरहेको छ होइन, जित हार भन्यो अरे एन्ड जित्छ, देख्यो मैले त हार भनेको थियो अनि जित्यो लाइक खालको होइन, त्यो मेरो इन्ग्रेन थियो. बट एज आई कन्ज्युम्ड आई न्यू हाउ टु हुन्छ नि पोजिटिभ रिइन्फोर्समेन्ट, आफूले आफूलाई नै पोजिटिभ जसरी भन्दै गयो भने चाहिँ हुँदै जान्छ. इट वाज रियली हार्ड फर मी टु डु द्याट, टु बी अनेस्ट. एकदम गाह्रो.
That's why we need motivational speakers, because that's where it comes from. Yeah, it's like we know we have to stay motivated. We know we can do it, but अरूबाट आइरहेछ भने like it's double enforcement, like reinforcement. So that's also important. We can't totally neglect. I know they're boring. And when we're not in a crisis, we find it very
reassuring.
Not in a crisis, we were like, things are motivated. But when we're really down, Like for some people they're really down. I've had friends who are like really down, and then like they've seen some video of a motivational speaker talking about it, and they very good about it.
Because कतिजना थाहा हुन्न कि पोजिटिभली थिङ्क गर्न कति सजिलो जस्तो लाग्छ तर कतिजना मान्छेहरूलाई गाह्रो
It's very
अति नै गाह्रो छ. एन्ड दिस पिटरसनले पनि भन्छ हिज डेल्थ विथ पेसेन्स. अब जस्तै फर अस क्लिनिङ अ रुम इज सच अ सिम्पल टास्क होइन, बट देयर आर सम पिपल त्यो लेट सपोज एउटा केही फाल्यो अरे होइन, त्यो फालेको 4-5 दिनमा पनि उसले त्यो सफा गर्न सक्दैन बिकज इट्स द्याट हार्ड फर देम रे. सो पर्सपेक्टिभ अनि त्यसरी critical thinking, I think that's how I learned बाहिर, not यता parenthood. It was बाहिर, all those knowledge, sit back, write, त्यस्तो खालको कि.
But it's nice that you got it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Like के भयो त घरमा पाएन, it's out there somewhere. It helps you cope with whatever happening inside the family as well.
Even like it's a simple thing, why do we write खालको, like for the longest time I was like, why am I getting this education जस्तो लाग्थ्यो होइन. But once that I think about it, 12 सम्म चाहिँ होइन कस्तो थियो भने if I think and then write, it's more clear to me. कतिजना मान्छे भन्दैन म किन इङ्ग्लिस पढिरहेको छु जस्तो लाग्थ्यो पहिला, but once I knew why, I could think clearly. Now ए ल अब चाहिँ यसरी ल भनेर चाहिँ त्यो भन्दैन रहेछ simply. Very hard.
It's again it all goes back to people don't question it. होइन, and questioning it is not opposing it. Questioning it is just reinforcing it. Right? If it is real, if it's a valuable thing, then questioning it will reinforce it. And that's what happened with you as well. You questioned a lot of things, and some of them became stronger after you questioned it. So yeah, I mean,
in terms of अरू मैले के पनि देख्छु भने people are so forced to do a degree or choose a path that sometimes एउटा खान चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्छ भने प्यारेन्ट्स ल लेट्स सपोज उसलाई डक्टर बनाइदिल वेल अफ, त्यो बेलामा गाह्रो भयो भने पछि सजिलो हुन्छ. बट एट द सेम टाइम आई क्यान सी माई फ्रेन्ड्स स्ट्रगलिङ इन टर्म्स अफ हाउ कस्तो गाह्रो छ उसलाई. बरु होइन उसले के गर्दैन दिनभरि पढ्न मन लाग्दैन कि जस्ट बिकज उसलाई त्यो फिल्डमा लाग्नु थिएन, उसलाई बरु पाइलट बन्नु थियो. त्यो चाहिँ कि होइन आई डोन्ट नो वाट इज राइट वाट इज रङ यसमा चाहिँ. आइम जस्ट क्वेसनिङ स्टिल टु बी अनेस्ट. वाट डु यु गाइज थिङ्क यसमा?
there's no right or wrong path. होइन, I think whatever we do, we are learning how to deal with life नै होइन. अनि सो कस्तो हुन्छ भने you can take any path होइन, you can take any path and reach the same place eventually होइन. यो यसमा चाहिँ मेरो अलिकति के अरे लाइक बिलिफ अलिकति फरक छ होइन. आई थिङ्क वेयर एभर यु आर होइन, यु वुड बी हियर नो म्याटर वाट पाथ यु टुक. बुझ्यो नि होइन. आई थिङ्क आइड बी हियर नो म्याटर वाट पाथ आई टुक होइन, बिकज वी डिल विथ लाइफ अ सर्टन वे होइन. के अरे मैले इन्जिनियरिङ नपढेर मैले म्यानेजमेन्ट पढेको भए पनि आई वुड बी रनिङ अ कम्पनी एन्ड डुइङ कमेडी होइन, बिकज माई ब्रेन इज लाइक द्याट एन्ड योर ब्रेन वर्क्स अ सर्टन वे एन्ड एभ्रिबडिज ब्रेन वर्क्स अ सर्टन वे. एन्ड लाइक यो जति पनि कामहरू हामीले गरिरहेछौँ नि, दिज आर अब्स्टिकल्स इन फ्रन्ट अफ अस, प्रब्लम्स द्याट वी सल्भ इन आवर ओन स्पेसिफिक वेज होइन. सो I think like where does this path lead and was this the right choice or the wrong choice and मैले त्यो गरे भए के हुन्थ्यो. I think these are the most useless question to ask yourself because what matters is what you do here होइन. yes okay ल के बाले जबरजस्ती गरेर मलाई इन्जिनियरिङ पढाइदियो ओके होइन. ओके वाट डु आई डु हियर त अब होइन. सो फर इक्जाम्पल के अरे आई वान्टेड टु डु इन्जिनियरिङ होइन. आई वाजन्ट फोर्स्ड इन्टु इट होइन, बट आई वान्टेड टु डु अ जब वेन आई वाज इन सेकेन्ड इयर अनि द्याट माई फादर डिन्ट अग्री विथ होइन. मैले के अरे बिकज आई वान्टेड टु स्टार्ट माई ओन कम्पनी अनि त्यहाँनिर आई रेबेल्ड होइन. अनि घरमा नभनिकन म के अरे घरमा ढाँटेर म कलेज जान्छु भनेर जब गर्न जान्थेँ Haina? So like what I'm getting at is, it's like at any point you'll deal with life the way you deal with life, okay? Haina? No matter what happened right before. Haina? So I think के अरे कस्तो भन्ने, मलाई पोइन्टमा जानै आएन यसको. I think
I think stop questioning these all things and just focus on what you want to do अहिले. So even with like certain like कुनै डिग्रीमा तिमी पढ्दैछौ because your parents enforced it and you can't do anything about it, like find a way how you can make most of it right now, and like doing what you exactly want to do, how you want to deal with this, keeping yourself sane, not insane, sane.
Oh yeah, okay. I think that's a good. So मैले भन्नु चाहिँ at any point in life there are certain things that supports what you want to do and opposes what you want to do, right? At any point. And things are never perfect neither. Sometimes it's parents, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's a country, sometimes it's like at any point there's a set of things that opposes what you want to do and a set of things that supports what you want to do, right? So it's just that at the moment यो कुरा कसरी जगल गर्ने त मैले, हैन? त्यही हो के at one point it was parents. तिम्रो next stage of life ma it won't be parents that are opposing you, it will be the parents that support you. So like you just look at what's with me now, what's against me now, and then navigate around it.
True. So guys, thank you so much for being in the podcast. I think if we again like continue this, we can make a segment of each topic, and then it won't finish. And for me, to be honest, this podcast is more of like building relationship rather than views. For me, the people
views ta huँदैन.
We're not that famous.
For me, it's more of the relationship, because 2 वर्षमा I have met a lot of good people that are really my close people right now. And त्यसपछि me doing this podcast is very, very fulfilling to me, because the conversation, the process, the thought process, too good. So thank you so much for being in this podcast.
Thank you for calling us. And yeah, like I think you're doing great job, man. I mean, you have a real talent for conversations, and like we haven't had this deep level of conversations in a long time, and it didn't feel forced either. And I like it's great.
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you also.
Thank you.